14th, Valentine's Day. So register to win. You could be our Valentine's Sweetheart of the Year.
Well, the big 50% off sale at Teddy's Emporium Outlet is officially over. But they're having a clothing sale that is out of this world. Right now, select men's, women's, and children's clothing are just $3 per item. But that's not all. Select men's, women's, and children's coats are just $5 each. And you can stay warm this winter at Teddy's Emporium Outlet, located at East Ridge Mall on North New Hope Road in Gastonia. Like them on Facebook, too.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
Hello, Gaston County residents. There's an old saying, many receive advice, only the wise profit from it. Here's some advice. The true value of your home might be 3 times the amount of that low cash offer you received. Yes, triple. For over 25 years, Warren Moss and his team at Moss Realty has served the community, made the process easy, and helped sellers maximize their profits. Voted best of Gaston year after year after year. Moss Realty, your hometown specialist. Visit them at mossrealty.com or 704-865-5555.
Join Milton Baker for the West End Sales Swap Shop, Monday through Friday on Carolina Country, WCSL, Cherryville, Gastonia, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
You ready for some football?
Your sports leader, WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, WCSL, Cherryville, Gastonia.
Hello, this is Milton Baker inviting you to listen to NASCAR racing right here on WCSL 1590 AM, 92.3 FM, and ktcbroadcasting.com.
I am the incredible man. I only do things incredible can. Cause I am the seed of the chosen breed. You don't see too many like me. Cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you're running with me instead of you. Cause I am still on beat, showing up to the streets. Come on, you know me. Cause that's who I am. And good morning, and welcome to another Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin, Zach, Tom, Terry, and JP as always. That was that me and you, Kevin, spitting those sweet rhymes?
Can you say that? Hold on, JP.
I don't know if it was sweet.
I had to say something.
Not sure what that was.
Well, I'm going to tell you, when I first come in here, it was JP, and all I kept hearing was, I am. I mean, he kept on repeating that, and I was like, my God, this guy only knows 2 words.
Oh, very, very funny, Terry. Very funny. The force is weak with this one.
You just never know what you're going to get here on Saturday morning.
That's very true. Very true.
So,
You never know what you're going to get.
well, Tom, what you just got there was a serving of,
The JPK.
All right, so our
video.
intern is a music major and enthusiast and bass player, and he brought his bass in and showed my kids a little bit of it, and we played a little bit and played. You know, I showed him our song or whatever, asking him if he could replicate that a little bit. So that was our let's say 75% done version of working on a remaking of our opening lines. So that's an all new bass line. I added some drum sounds to it. That was my lines right there. Tanner came in and done his version of it, and but that was JP adding the background vocals. So he's going to be our background vocalist for it. So that was what you were hearing, Tom, was a work in progress of the song on Saturday mornings here.
That was amazing.
I got interns making music here in the studios, KTC Broadcast. What else you want from me? We got fun videos. We got bad takes. Plenty of bad takes, right, Terry? Did you say something about that earlier?
I got all mine right.
Play
I
it.
don't know what these guys did.
Terry. I don't know if you got any right.
No, you didn't, Terry. Terry, you
Tom,
did
how
not
can you
pick
say
San
that?
Francisco.
I have not seen it yet. I'll have to
You
look
did
at
not
it.
pick San Francisco.
I cannot remember what happened
This is
last
my
Saturday.
favorite part of Saturday.
Let me tell you what
is
happened
listening
last
to y'all
Saturday.
bicker, really.
The same thing happened on our picks is what was happening in front of the station when we got here.
Yeah. Well, I got Sunday right. I got Saturday wrong. But I tell you, I have to say that the 49ers defense and special teams in a bad weather game, defense and special teams won that game. And, Aaron Rodgers just can't get a win in a home.
Playoffs.
If I'm Aaron Rodgers, though, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do like Tom Brady did. Go to a warm weather, low tax city. Just go to a warm weather, low tax city.
John
That's what he
Elway
needs to
going to
do.
give him a lot of money.
So that might be where
that might be where he ends up.
We're going to talk about that and more. We got NFL playoffs to review, games to go over. Then we've got games to predict this weekend, AFC and NFC championship games. That was funny. I ought to just put him right there while he's doing that. AFC and NFC championship games this weekend to go over, so more bad picks ahead. Of the 4 teams available before the playoffs on our picks, I'm the only one with a team still left in the dogfight. So y'all's Super Bowl teams didn't even make the championship games.
When it becomes the Bengals and the 49ers, I'm going to pass out.
Yeah, I thought if the Titans could have got by the Bengals, they'd be tough to beat at home. Because Kansas City, I saw them collapse at home against Cincinnati in the regular season. So that game, everybody talks about what a great game that was Sunday night. I thought it was horrible.
It's horrible.
This is horrible.
Absolutely horrible.
We'll get into that more here.
There you go.
We got.
I agree, Tom.
Seeing that Tom missed our discussion before the thing, let's see if
That's major. Tom and Terry agree. Alert the press.
We're going to break that down in more of that game. The coin toss, how everybody feels about it. Of course, here we are going to talk about some feelings, and we'll see how that goes. We've got NBA to talk about. All-Star game coming up. The starters have been announced. We'll go over theirs. If any Hornets got a chance to be named to the reserves, they won last night over the Lakers, who did not play LeBron or Anthony Davis. So I don't know that I don't know what to call them.
What are they resting for? They're 2 games under 500.
Well, that's what Zach said. But the on TV, an analyst on television earlier in the day, I just caught wind of it, said as far as load management, Tom goes. The Hornets are a team that leads the NBA in score, and then without Anthony Davis, LeBron doesn't need to be out there exerting himself, getting to 120 or to 130 points on the road against the Charlotte Hornets, is what they said.
Well, we're undermanned, so I'll just sit out too. You wonder why?
GOAT, right? GOAT, greatest of all time.
I will always say, I appreciate what he did bringing a championship to Cleveland, but I tell you, man, there's just some selfish guys out there, man. I'll give you credit. Michael Jordan would have never done something like that. Never.
No. He would have beat him by himself.
Never done something like
Well,
that.
he always thought
he'd at
about
least
the
tried.
fans.
He'd have put 50
70
points
up or
on it
whatever,
just to see
69.
what's going to happen. So we're going to break down the NBA standings. Like I said, we got All-Stars, Hornets, and more. Then we've got, let's see, Major League Baseball lockout and news and Hall of Fame news to argue about.
Can I get one little news nugget in? Cleveland Guardians renew their lease to 2036. They're not leaving Cleveland. They're not going to Nashville like I thought they were. They worked out a deal too. They got county money, city money, and state money, and I think the organization is going to give like $5, and they're going to stay there because this is the way these things work out.
Right.
They get
the
the taxpayers
pay it for it.
I think
That's exactly right, Tom.
I think I had like a dream or something, Tom, where for some reason I was thinking about the other day where you were changing baseball teams, and I was trying to help you.
Yeah,
we were talking about they may have the new expansion teams. That's the other thing I was going to bring up. The expansion cities that they may lean to. I think Nashville was one of the top 2 cities, and Charlotte is not being listed as that.
You can't put sports teams in transplant cities. That's what Nashville is. It's a transplant city. That's what Charlotte is. It just doesn't work there. That's why when Charlotte plays Pittsburgh, there's more Pittsburgh fans there than there are Carolina fans.
You go to a Lakers game in Hornets, Tom. You will not think that you're in Charlotte.
Yeah, I know. It's
that one especially.
It's a transplant city, man. It just doesn't work. Like you Buffalo, whoever's left, they all go to the football game.
Put it this way: we're told we can't even get tickets to the Lakers game because of
it makes sense. It makes sense.
There's so many Lakers fans tickets to sell. They can sell those like 7 times the price. Speaking of that, we will have a trivia today. For some. Not gonna say it. Stay tuned. I'll say it in just a little bit, just a few minutes before we go to break. We will have tickets. We will have passes. We have something. I'll have something to give away for you folks here in just a little bit. We'll have a trivia question and more. All right, we got college basketball to get into a little bit. Terry State, Wolfpack doing great. They play today. They're going to honor y'all's daddy, Roy Williams, today. And Michael Jordan's going to be in the house. That was a joke online but that's why they're honoring Roy today while State's in the house, Terry. I didn't know if you knew that.
You'll probably have 40 points of layups today. Guaranteed.
At least, are they consistent?
What's that? Yeah, we're very consistent.
Very, very consistent. Hey, Terry, it's name, image, likeness time. You're in the state capitol. It's time for somebody down there to pony up some big bucks and get some recruits down there to State now. That's all y'all got to do.
They got.
It's that time.
Yeah. Billingham's
y'all used to do it fine. Y'all need. Who's the guy? Who's the guy that brought in Dennis Smith? Was it Godfrey?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Bring him back.
Yeah.
He's the businessman. Bring him back, Tom. Is that not true?
Yeah.
He was landing $200 million men. That's exactly what it needs.
Let
to
him run
back.
the athletic association and bring Herb
At least
back, and he can coach him.
There you go. Yes,
but now wait a minute. We have to understand that when he went after Smith, we had a losing record. Good job, Smith. So somehow that did not work. But anyway.
Well, Herb Sendick always had him a good record.
Always made the NCAA.
It was one of the boringest offenses I ever seen in my life. Yeah. But they could win.
Yep.
So,
well, that's not what sells tickets. LaMelo
the
Ball
problem
sells
he
tickets.
had, the problem he always had was he could not beat Carolina. He could not beat Duke.
Yeah.
You know, and then when Sidney Lowe come, what's the first thing Sidney Lowe does? Hey, beats Carolina. Turns around, beats Duke. What is Keats done? Same thing. But, you know, you got to do it consistently.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's going to love you at the start because that's what you did. Doran at North Carolina State, when he come in, they beat Carolina. Then he started realizing what this game was all about. And then, you know, this past year when State come back from, 13 down and beat Carolina over in Chapel Hill, you know, I mean, it builds your program, builds who you are, and people going to keep you around. But, you know, Herb consistently made the NCAA. We didn't win nothing, but we made first, second round. But, I mean, you know, if you're consistent with that, then I guess that's what you'd love. But me, I'm on the opposite hand because we've won 2 national titles. If you hadn't won 2 national titles, then maybe you'd be consistent. But, you know.
It's only been 40 years since you won.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
It's been
40 years. Almost. I can remember first moving to North Carolina and going, that's when schools used to have the pencil store. You know, kids used to have their own pencils in class. We don't do that anymore because that's mean to make them do that. But I remember going to the pencil store and it said, like, Wolfpack 54, Houston 52, or whatever the score was, had one of them little red pencils. So what is this all about? Like, you know, that was their national title when I was in the third grade, Terry. So it's been a while.
Without a 3-point
fourth
line.
grade. Yeah, without a 3-point. You know why? If you watch the history of it, Jim Valvano would just like spy the other team and which guy looked like he might choke. Foul that guy. That's what he did. Go foul that guy.
When I was coming up, you talk about your little pencil store. I mean, it didn't cost but like a nickel or a dime or something like that to get them. But we had the NFL teams, and the guys, they were some of us, would be over there. Well, if you got two of one kind, then you'd trade. You're trying to collect them all. You know?
Because they
pencils. We're talking about pencils.
Yeah, the state one was red, and because Carolina won the year before, they had a blue one with that score on it, you know. So, yeah, it's been a while, Terry. Hopefully your Wolfpack will be relevant once again. Relevancy.
Well,
it's like,
I guess 500.
It's like the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm just excited because they're reveling again.
How much money do you have? That's what the game's going to be now.
Yeah.
Well, they play today, and they'll be on KTC Broadcasting. So
the state women in Carolina play tomorrow.
Is that for who?
They play. They play in Chapel Hill today for this game, and then tomorrow, state women go to Chapel Hill to play.
Okay.
So it's back to back there.
Somebody get hurt for Duke. I was looking in the paper there, Terry. One of their starters get hurt.
Nah, I do not know.
Looked like somebody went down for them. Let's see here. It says here, Trevor Keels went down against Florida State. They don't know if he'll be back. How much does that hurt Duke, Terry?
Nothing really.
Nothing really.
I mean, he's a decent player. I mean, he's one of them one and dones anyway. So.
Well, he's there. You go, Tom. He's a one and done. All right, so all right, let's stay there. We'll finish up. We'll talk a little bit about the college basketball with that. So honoring Roy today in Chapel Hill. Like I said, Jordan will be there. We'll see. You see how that goes if you watch it. State Carolina today.
2:00.
Is that the official start time? Today?
Yes.
Okay, want to remind everybody that Shelby Heating and Air is sponsoring Saturday morning sports talk. We'll get their number up there real quick, Kevin, before you do that schedule.
I'll pull that up.
So, Shelby Heating and Air, 704-487-7877 for all your heating, cooling, indoor air quality needs. Call them up. If you need a system checked out, if you need it, for your, the winter service for your heating system, call them up. They'll come out. They'll service. They'll install. We got coupons online. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com. They've got $200 off complete installation, discount off programmable thermostat, and some other good coupons there on their website, which Kevin is showing you there. So
$100 off Infinity Air Purifier.
Yeah, and that's the indoor air quality needs. They got an air purifier. So go see our friends at Shelby Heating and Air.
All right, Tommy and Terry, I did have another State Carolina thing. Oh, that's what it was, Terry. And I know you'll remember some of this. I don't know how familiar Tom is with ACC basketball history, but Dean Smith, I had a question this week from a Carolina fan asking if they've made the right choice in Hubert Davis. And remember, I was a backer of Hubert, and I said, well, I still absolutely think so. And I'm again made the point that Roy never recruited a single NBA All-Star. Neither did Matt Doherty. Neither did Bill Guthrie. And the last one to do it was Dean Smith, and it was Anton Jameson. So yes, Roy won some championships. First one with Doherty's players, and he won 2 more. Now, the thing that I was asking about the dean, and one thing I wanted to point out, and I'm pulling this up for Tom and the folks at home, is that a lot of times, just like with Peyton Manning that we talked about a few weeks ago, greatness doesn't start out on fire. Dean Smith in his first season 8-9, second season 15-6, third season 12-12, and Tom, I can't remember if it's out the first or second season, but one of those seasons, and it's in one of his books that they were talking about. They came back from a loss. It might have been an NC State. It was State or Wake Forest because it was on the bus in State. And when they got back, that they were had hung Dean Smith there in front of the gym in effigy. So, so folks, if they don't know what that means,
going back to my fans are stupid thesis,
right? You take you make a scarecrow basically of Dean Smith, and they hung it in the tree, and they want him fired and want him gone, and so after 3 seasons, it's 35 and 27, then 15-9, 16-11. Well, start then 26-6, 28-4, 27-5, 18-9 in 1970, and then I want to start right there in 1970 because this is a streak that would have never happened if fans had their way, Tom, in the early seasons. 26, 26, 25, 22, 23, 25, 28, 23, 23, 21, 29, 32, 28, 28, 27, 28, 32, 27, 29, 21, 29, 23, 34, 28, 28, 21, and 28. That is right. From 1971, Terry, until he retired, 20 wins a season. Fire the coach, hung him in a tree in effigy, and then a few years later, 3 straight decades of 20-win seasons. And that's what I mean when I talk about, Roy's success. People when they say, well, you got more championships. He didn't have 30 straight years of 21 seasons and produce, I think, 20 NBA All-Stars, maybe, or 15 or something like that. And it's just not even close as far as what came out of there. Yes, the program had their tournament successes, but again, Dean with that. A couple of things as far as Dean went. Tom, have you ever seen the point when somebody gets an assist? Dean Smith invented that. He invented the raise your hand, fist in the air when you need a break and to take it out. I think it was Jeff Lebo or Rosenblum. One of them said that I think it was Lebo or someone was talking about having to come off the bench, and he's trying to control his own minutes. And the rule was if you got tired, you could say, "Hey, coach, I'm ready to go back in." He'd put you in. Well, it wasn't really for the bench players to do that. Yeah. And coach caught on after the 3rd time, and he said he's never run so many times around a gymnasium before the practice after that to make sure that next time, Tom, he wouldn't get tired when the sub goes in. That was the point coach was said he was making on that. A couple of course, the 4 corners. You want to talk about that other thing? Charlie Scott, the first black player in the ACC. A couple of other things off the top of my head that I'm just not remembering, but the stand up and clap when someone scores, as far as the bench players or comes off the bench. That was all Dean Smith. So a bunch of little things that added to it. That what maybe not a rule in the game per se, but parts of the teamwork part of the game that he liked to instill, and that's where you get up to those 30-win seasons. As far as the NCAA tournaments, there's a couple of records in there, but I just wanted to make the point, like we did last week, that Peyton Manning did not start off well, and they're on these young guys, these young quarterbacks. Should we trade Baker Mayfield and should we hang him in effigy? I think he was wasn't he? This past couple weeks, somebody was a few weeks ago.
The thing that I like about him is he's sort of got off. He worries about what people say about him too much, and you can tell that in the press conferences and his social media. He's taking a break. Maybe he's spent a little time not advertising it, but sometimes you need a little head shrinker to come in there and say, "Hey, man, let's talk about your issues and quit going to Facebook about them."
We'll talk.
So I think that will help him out tremendously. That's kind of the knock on Aaron Rodgers, that he worries too much about what all these other people are saying about him, and that will affect you. So especially with Joe Burrow's surging in the AFC North, now, you already had Lamar Jackson. Now you've got Joe Burrow. These guys are really, really doing it on the field. Somebody's probably saying, you got to quit doing it with your mouth. You got to do it on the field. I think he's got the talent to keep up with him. But like you said, got to give him a chance. He's a young man. I would hate to see what I would have done on social media as a young man with about $20 million. I would have not really wanted to see what I would have done.
I got trivia for Terry. Tom, I don't know I doubt you know this. But Terry, did you know that Valvano played college basketball? Did you? I'm just asking.
I played
like Iona.
I think
Rutgers. Yeah, some Italian school.
Well, how about this?
The game.
He averaged in his last season 18 a game. So I did not know Valvano was a baller. A career average 15 in college, 10 his first season, 15, and then 18. I was trying to get to his coaching thing. Terry, was there a time they wanted to get rid of Valvano before he won that you remember?
They were trying. They was trying to get rid of about everybody that comes to North Carolina State. Well, when we play Carolina and cannot beat them. That's how it goes.
Himself.
So he started in 8. Well, I didn't have time to get rid of him at first. He went 14 and 13 the first year. I guess that would have been the year they wanted to get rid of him after 1 year, Terry. Well, Terry, that's just like your Celtics coach. You need to give him some time.
That's right.
Right.
Well,
20, yeah.
What's he got to learn the game?
82. Valvano went 22 and 10. National championship 26 and 10. Then 19 and 14. 23, 21, 20, 24, 22 wins, and then 18 and 12 in his final season. But again, getting the job even there, he had a losing. It looks like he had a losing record at Buck now, and Iona had a losing, 2 mediocres, and a 23 and 6 season, and got the job there at State. And so
the only thing that really got me about him was when he elected there at the end, when he come around with the shoe deal, he elected to coach for $1, and State would not accept that. So I mean, we got a coach that we can pay $1, and he's still going to coach us, but we decide, nah, that's not good enough.
Yeah, I guess it's not. All right, well, they'll play today here in just a little bit on KTC Broadcasting. Tar Heels and Wolfpack. JP, you ready in there? You ready, player? You ready, player? I was gonna have to pick him up if it snowed again today, and I didn't have to. Any other news and notes, guys? College basketball or anything?
I just want to say that Ohio State's won a couple of conference games. I know Terry was watching that Ohio State-Minnesota game the other night.
No,
pulling for the Buckeyes.
I did not. I'm sorry.
I do enjoy having the games with me everywhere on my phone, so I could just pop it up and watch it a little bit. So I watched the last 4 or 5 minutes of it, and E.J. Liddell's a player for us. He might make some noise in this tournament. Might do the Big Ten some good. Terry, what do you think about that?
Okay. Next.
No response. No response from Terry, of course. No response.
All right, JP, we'll be back in just a few minutes here on KTCBroadcasting.com.
It's the 24th anniversary celebration this Friday and Saturday, January 28th and 29th at Mitchum's Kitchen in Vail. 24th anniversary specials include Lotta Burgers for $5.99, barbecue sandwiches $5.29, barbecue plates will be $8.99. All canned beers will be just $1. Don't miss it, the 24th anniversary celebration, Friday and Saturday, January 28th and 29th at Mitchum's Kitchen, Highway 27 west of Lincoln at the Highway 274 intersection. Like them on Facebook, too.
Your projects, our experts. The Greater Charlotte Home and Landscape Show, January 28th through 30th at Cabarrus Arena in Concord. 3 days only for great deals, new ideas, and practical advice with trusted local experts to make your dream home a reality. From kitchens and baths to gardens and more. Don't miss the Greater Charlotte Home and Landscape Show, January 28th through 30th at Cabarrus Arena in Concord. Plan your visit and save on tickets at charlottehomeandlandscapeshow.com.
Don't let bad plumbing drive you plumb crazy. Call the plumbing experts. That's Olmsted Plumbing in Forest City. Sure, they can clean your drain or even do a camera inspection for sewer line and replacement. But did you know they have water treatment systems and water heaters? From residential to commercial, they do it all. Give them a call at 828-245-7302, 828-245-7302. And they also have employment opportunities. Call Olmsted Plumbing at 828-245-7302 and like them on Facebook too. It's time to gear up for fishing season. Time to gear up for the great outdoors in Cherryville. They have everything you need along with advice from Bass Pro Fishing Champion Guy Aker. See the new shipment of Yeti products, also rain suits and sunglasses by Costa, Baggio, and Sundown, plus Marshwear outdoor clothing. And don't forget about their full-service boat department, doing all types of boat repair. And new boats by Camus and Sea Arc. The Great Outdoors, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right behind McDonald's. Online at teamgreatoutdoors.com, like them on Facebook, and see the page at whatsupshopper.com.
What's the best way to explain the golf at Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden? It's world-class golf for the working class. Yes, golf is never better than it is at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden, with special programs for seniors, men, ladies, and juniors, plus a driving range, banquet facilities, and a swimming pool, picnic area, and more. For your tee time or other questions, call 828-428-2451. The Glen Oaks Golf Course, 245 Golf Course Road in Maiden. It's world class for the working class. It's time to play at the Green Meadows Golf Course on Kelly Road in Mount Holly. Play and ride Monday through Friday for $25. Weekends just $30. Seniors ride and play Monday through Friday for $20. And every Wednesday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride for just $15. So make your tee time now by calling the Green Meadows Golf Course, 704-827-9264. Green Meadows Golf Course, 957 Kelly Road in Mount Holly.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the guys. They're talking some more sports.
All right, welcome back to the Shelby Heating and Air Saturday. Call our friends at Shelby Heating and Air, 704-487-7877. If you need your system checked out, you need maintenance, you need repair, you need installation, call our friends Shelby Heating and Air. Once again, 704-487-7877. Thank you for sponsoring Saturday Morning Sports Talk.
Exactly.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Let's get the hot takes going and see where the argument's going. I want to make a few points before I give it off to the other fellas. Excuse me. Now, a few years and forced scoring, whatever it is, years ago, I mentioned a couple of things, Zach. Maybe you can remember. That I know we've talked about as far as the Hall of Fame goes, is that I thought that David Ortiz would be the floodgates of the steroid guys getting into the Hall of Fame. Because there is no way on God's green earth that these writers in New York and Boston are not going to hold anything against him whatsoever because they love Big Papi. Manny Ramirez, you can't get in. Barry Bonds, you can't get in. Mark McGwire, you can't get in. Sammy Sosa, you can't get in. Mariano Rivera, a closer who plays 1/10 of 1% of the games, 100% of the vote. 100. He don't even play baseball. 100%.
He was really good, though.
He was really good at barely playing baseball.
He was really good, though.
And so that's going to give us two things as far as closers and DHs. Should DHs be in? Edgar Martinez gets in. He had questions. They say he didn't, but bull crap, he's in the middle of Jay Buhner and all those other jokers up there. But the thing is, I think that Ortiz will end up being a floodgate because now that he's in, there is nothing that he did that no one else didn't do that's any worse. Like Zach said, didn't he test positive?
He did test positive for PEDs in like 2005, I think.
He wasn't good like Bonds was before he blew up. His body blew up. He was pretty mediocre, right, in Minnesota. I don't think he was MVP type killer, and now he's 38 years old, hitting almost 400. I had a lot of questions with him. Now, as far as when you break down the play, Terry, is he famous? Was he good? The same thing with Bonds and McGwire. All of them, if you look at it that way, should be in it. But if you're taking other things into account, that's what the writers do and sometimes and try to do, I guess. So you need 75% of the vote to get in. These are the final results, and then we'll talk about if we thought anybody should have got in, shouldn't have got in, where we're going to go from there. And I'll let you guys anything that I said there previously. So we got Ortiz got in at 77%, so he squeaks in. So without a Boston, New York bias, I don't think he would he ever cross the 75%. He just barely got that.
So you're saying the New York guys voted for a Boston guy?
Not because Tom, the Northeast guys are going to back.
They're going to stick together.
Those Hall of Fame votes.
Okay.
Who voted for Mariano Rivera for 100%?
The
Boston guys.
True.
It's New York and Boston.
And he was really Ortiz was really liked by the media. That's going to be a play into it.
In all defense of him, he's just such a likable guy.
Is.
Everybody likes him.
And I'm not
a lot of drug dealers are nice, Tom.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Kevin, I'm not speaking to his character. I'm just saying people like him. Okay, that's all I say.
That is true.
That's all I say.
A lot of people love El Chapo, and
I'm just saying people like him.
I
don't think he's El Chapo now.
Not him. I was thinking of the one they made the movies about a long time ago. in the 70s and 80s that were kind of entertaining. Clemens at 65%. Scott Rowland at 63%. Kurt Schilling at 58%. Todd Helton at 52%. Billy Wagner 51%. Andrew Jones at 41%. Sheffield 40%. A-Rod at 34%.
34%.
Jeff Kent, Manny Ramirez.
They really put it on him, didn't they?
Omar Vizquel only pulling in 24% right now. Sammy Sosa,
18%.
You know, if I would have a fortune in action figures of these guys, if the media didn't throw them all under the bus like we ended up doing.
Well, you can't have a double standard on it, and that's my whole problem. If you look at the numbers with Bonds, McGuire, I pulled up Bonds, McGuire, Sosa, and Ortiz, and I looked over today. I should have brought it in today because I had everything down and lined them up. And Big Papi's numbers aren't bad by no means. But the other thing you got to throw into, he didn't play the field. And Bonds has got Gold Gloves, all over the place. You got Clemens and his, whatever you want to say about Clemens. I think he's one of the top pitchers of all time. I don't think that's a discussion either. And so you got the home run hitter, the home run leader of all time, not in the Hall of Fame. You got the hits guy of all time, not in the Hall of Fame. And then you've got Clemens sitting out here as one of the all-time greats. It's not in the Hall of Fame. And they've got players that are tainted. I mean, you go back all the way to the 20s, when they let people in. Was it Shoeless Joe Jackson? Am I right about him?
Yes.
Well, So where do you draw the line at, and how do you put somebody in? If that's your line.
Shoeless Joe's not in. The Black Sox still aren't in because of he's the one that should be in. They hit like 400 in the World Series, and they still said he tried to throw it.
But if you're holding Bonds and Clemens out for supposed to be steroid use, and you have somebody in there that tested positive, how do you defend that?
Because Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens are jerks.
You're exactly right. That's exactly what I text Kevin on a private message.
And you talk about
the
Northeast thing.
Exactly
Did Roger Clemens not play for the Yankees and the Red Sox, if my memory's not too foggy?
But you are exactly right. I text him because
but he's a Texas guy. He's a Texas guy, so they might hold that against him, I guess.
You're exactly right. I texted
Kevin
the other day, and I said,
tweet a long time ago
because Papi versus
in.
the way Bonds was not good with the media at all, and that you knew that was going to be a
They're jerks. Well, I mean, some people who are extremely talented are just jerks. I mean, that's just the way it goes. But like Kevin says, should that be held against you, whether you're a nice drug dealer or a jerk but a really good pitcher? Well, yeah, I mean, if you're just judging them on talent, you want to say Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, they were on steroids. So was everybody else. So, I mean,
So here's a fine line you got. So has any of you been to the Hall of Fame? Any of the Hall of Fame?
I've never been to Cooperstown.
Never going to.
I've driven by the Hall of Fame many times.
Why would you not want to go, Terry?
I'm not going to go to it.
I ran into Bob Lilly there.
That's the
and Randy White.
NFL.
That's
you met Randy White?
I mean, there's a difference between.
Just accidentally.
I don't have no problem going to the NFL Hall of Fame.
That's what I was. Hold on. That's what I was about to say. Have you ever been to a Hall of Fame?
No, that's what I'm saying. But I would go to the NFL. So I'm not going to Major League Baseball. That's to me is like a disgrace.
Okay, well I've been in. This is what I was about to ask you. I've been in the NASCAR and I've been into the football, and a lot of the arguments people make is that you can't tell the story of baseball without telling the story of Bonds and McGuire and all of them. My argument is, you can. They're like, it's a museum, it's supposed to tell the story of baseball, and I'm like, you're right. You have rooms for that. You have displays. You have, because each one of these things has, like, when they had Emmett's. I think we went the year after that he had broke the record. Well, they had his stuff on display. Well, that don't stay in that spot all the time. They have moving displays or whatever. Well, you have different. It's not that hard to me to have a 90s room, a 2000s room, and have a decades room for each one of those to tell the story of baseball. And you talk about McGuire, and you talk about Sosa, and you talk about all the guys that did great things, but putting their head on a plaque is to honor them and what they did for the game. Am I correct on that?
I would say so, yes.
Okay, so my point is, you can still do both by having the guys who need to be honored in the honored room. You're the honorable men. But you can still tell the story, and they do, of everything else. Bonds, they have Bond stuff in the Hall of Fame. I promise you, folks. It's there. They've got OJ's bust. They still have Barry Bonds had 73 homers in the Hall of Fame. It just don't have his plaque up there. So the story's told we have to figure out who and how we should honor them. Is kind of what I'm getting at. And like Terry said, I'll give it back to Terry on that. Is that how do you do that? And at this point, it's the Pandora's box been opened, the cat out the bag or whatever, squirrel out the door, however you want to say that.
My deal is this: you look up right there on your screen, and it says final year on the ballot.
Wow.
Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Kurt Schilling. Okay, those are 3 guys. Are they going to make it? They're done with this now. It's going to have to come from the committee to put them in there now. And do I think they'll all of them get in there? I think they will in due time. Will it be over the next 5 years? No. And see, those are where the problems run in. I don't want it where, hey, man, well, you know what? When Pete Rose dies, then we're going to stick him in it.
Yep.
You know, that's ridiculous. If you're not going to do it while he's living, forget it. You know, because it's about him. What he did not have nothing with how he played the game.
I got a question. See if how Tom feels about this. Can we have a statute of limitations like we do on, regular crimes? And then, maybe like the Kennedy assassination, we shouldn't wait till everyone's relative everyone's been alive, who was there, who watched it on TV, dies in 120 years. Could we not just say, hey, after 20 years, let's review this? Like the Pete Rose thing. Like to alleviate maybe some problems like Terry was saying. Well, I don't know. He's not been really gracious about it or not. But either way, the lifetime ban thing, Terry, I do think is kind of funny or silly, like sometimes in the way society changes, certain things do. I don't know if you do that. If you open up to that, though, do you open up to kicking people out of the Hall of Fame later after? Like OJ's still sitting there, and I know he's not officially convicted, but he's still sitting there. His bus is in the hall. I got a picture of it.
Oh, he was convicted of robbery later, so you could have got him on that.
Well, yeah. Well, if they convict him of robbery, there's some more people coming out.
Yeah.
I guess I look at stuff like if you go back in history, and Tom, I'm going in your area, Abraham Lincoln. I'm going to go there.
Right.
Well, we speak more about John Wilkes Booth than we do a lot about Abraham Lincoln. Well, everything that Abraham Lincoln did was great. But when you go back and say, boy, man, you know what? More people want to know about John Wilkes Booth killing him than they do about Abraham Lincoln.
We're interested in presidential assassinations.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it's interesting when people die.
Kind of an important topic.
Well, I'm just saying, though, that's what I'm talking about.
Tragedy
you
is
cannot. That's like me.
Listen,
baseball.
I'm pretty sure Wilkes Booth and Oswald were in on it together, Terry. So if that's what you were insinuating, I'll go with you on that.
I'm not going to go through my breakdown of the psychoanalysis of all presidential assassins.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, it's like baseball Hall of Fame. You got to have the people that have done it. And me, I will never go to the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame on account of what they're doing.
Terry, Scott Rowland, should he be a Hall of Famer?
Well, I mean,
do I need to pull up a stat as far as defensive wise of what you've
seen?
Oh
yeah, Scott Rowland was.
If you were named top 5 defenders of all time, I'll extend it to top 10.
Top 10. He would be one of them. Yes, he would.
Okay.
Yes.
That's my question with that. And the same thing with
and he's going to make it. He went up like from 51% to 60.
He's at
63%. So
there's
he's
not
on
a lot
the
of heat on him as far as steroids. He played kind of in that area, but he was a gigantic man. He's like 6'5" or 6'4", trying to play third base. He kind of like A-Rod over there. And I always thought that, as far as if you go by position, like if you're comparing him to Barry Bonds, he's going to get blown out of the water. But if you compare him to other third basemen besides A-Rod.
Oh, yeah. Greg Nettles, people like that.
Where's he measuring up? So the Scott Rowland, I did have his stats.
Brooks Robinson.
So Scott Rowland batted 281 in his career with 316 home runs, and then obviously, 8-time Gold Glover, Silver Slugger Award, Rookie of the Year. So I just looking at his, that they do the advanced stats now. So you get a third baseman every year that goes, by chance, 290, 30, 298, 26, 290, 25, 266, 31 homers, 315, 35 homers, and playing Gold Glove defense.
That's pretty good.
All right, how about this? He had 40 doubles 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Mike Trout's never done that in his career.
And again, you had to. These guys get labeled by what team they played for.
Right.
Oh, they do.
If he had a New York Yankee or Red Sox hat on, it would be in the Hall of Fame.
It goes back to who we talked about.
That's what I'm asking. You know what I mean?
You know, the Colorado Rockies guys, you know, that come up. Do they get a fair shake?
Oh, the Rockies guys?
Yeah.
Probably not. Todd Helton's sitting there at 52%. Now, what about Andrew Jones? That's our low. We talked about him
and I'm
a lot. Why is he sitting down there so low?
And Gary Sheffield. I mean, Gary Sheffield, when I was a kid, was amazing. I thought, anyway. Tom, what was you saying?
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, I would say.
I thought Sheffield was high susceptible to the strikeouts, but I think he was not a nice fellow, too, is what a lot of people say. So maybe a lot of those have set. But today's baseball, they don't care about you striking out. So I don't know how to weigh that now.
He was either one or he was really close to the Triple Crown at one year, was he not?
Yeah. If you look at, just going back to Schilling, if you just look at his resume, 6-time All-Star, won the World Series 3 times, World Series MVP, National League Championship Series MVP, 2 times he won the wins, 2 times he won the strikeouts. He's in the Hall of Fame of 2 different organizations.
You can count on him in the playoffs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players you can't.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just he's got quite a resume not to get in.
So Andrew Jones, 10-time Gold Glove, and he hit 400 home runs.
Yeah. They're gonna hold. I guess they're gonna hold his
I
batting
think
average
that's
against
the
him.
biggest
Maybe
thing a lot of people don't remember. He
What was
did
his
hit
average,
400 home runs.
He hit 400 home runs and a 10-time Glover, folks. Like, what do you want? Andrew Jones.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think that's is so
What do you
hard
want?
for me to even think, because I remember Andrew playing and I remember his defense more than I remember anything.
So,
but 400 home runs is a lot.
I don't think
about that real quick, Zach.
Yeah, go
when
ahead.
Trout retires, he'll have about this. He's on pace to be somewhere around Andrew Jones or more, about maybe 50 more home runs, near the 500 markish, by my calculations, with 0 Gold Gloves.
Right.
And he'll get 97% of the vote. And Andrew Jones sitting there will have the same home runs, more RBIs. We know he'll have more RBIs because he don't hit any. And then 10 Gold Gloves.
I was supposed to say I don't think we put enough they put enough emphasis on defense going into the Hall of Fame, and you look at, like I said before, with Bonds.
Well, there's Omar Vizquel down at 23%.
Yeah, I was just going to pull up his resume, and it's not going to be as impressive as Schilling's, but career batting average 272, not quite 3,000 hits, about 2,900, 80 home runs. Where he played, he was a 3-time All-Star, won the Gold Glove 11 times.
Oh, wow.
I mean, won the Gold Glove 11 times. So that's a guy, that defense wins championship, offense sells tickets. So that may be.
I guess offense
he was
gets you in the
number
Hall of
one
Fame.
defense. Yeah.
If you're a coach, Terry, you want Andrew Jones or David Ortiz on your team?
I'm taking Andrew Jones. I mean, a lot of people might say not, but that's who I'm taking.
Like what? But what reason would anyone have to answer that question, David Ortiz?
Sell tickets.
And
you know what I mean?
He can hit it.
Yeah, he can hit it.
So can Andrew Jones.
Okay, yeah, I was about to Tom hit 400 home runs.
Yeah, I think Bobby had like 5'7" or 5. What did
And plus,
Poppy
I'm
have?
getting a lot of defense coming with Andrew.
Yeah, you're not. And
Poppy hit 541, 286. Didn't play a lick of defense.
He didn't
Andrew
play.
Jones,
he didn't go out in the
best
field.
center fielder in baseball for 10 years, and he played. It was a 250. Well, 4 was his average. 434 home runs.
His batting average. I'm looking at Ortiz, almost a 290 hitter.
I mean, he's not stealing bases. He's not.
But look at this, Kevin. He only had 24, almost 2,500 hits, so he's well shy of 3,000.
Yeah.
But he had almost 1,800 RBI.
Andrew didn't get to 2,000 hits. He's 67 short in 17 years.
Yeah, 3 times won the World Series, World Series MVP, ALCS.
So he's a World Series MVP, 3 rings. Who was that? Who are you reading that for?
Ortiz.
7
7-time Silver Slugger Award.
They named him the World Series MVP.
Won the RBI title twice. Led the league. He only led the league in home runs 1 time. 2006.
How many,
I wouldn't have guessed that, Kevin. That he only. I would have thought that'd have been more than once.
Andrew Jones led the league in home runs 1 time too.
And the thing about
Ortiz hit 54, Andrew hit 51.
I know we look at RBIs a lot of times,
and caught fly balls. It threw people out.
Is it fair to say that with RBIs, you have to have other people on base to get an RBI, right? You have to knock them in. So if you're playing on a team that people ain't getting on base, you knock them in. that might be affected too. So Poppy was on a really good team. They were loaded. So you're going to have people on base for him to knock people in.
Well, Tom talking the steroid thing, look, his years in Minnesota, he batted .266 with 58 home runs in 6 years. So he averaged less than 10 home runs a year for 6 years. He goes to Boston.
His average goes up 30.
And it goes immediately from in Boston, it goes, he didn't hit 30 home runs until his first year in Boston. It goes 30, 40, 40, 50. Right in the middle of the steroid era.
It wasn't the first time.
2003, 2004, 2005. That's Barry Bonds' land.
Was that the first? Was that when A-Rod was in didn't A-Rod play for Boston for a year maybe?
Okay.
All right. Well, just want to get another guy since we've been talking about it. We've got Roger Clement's resume. Almost 360 with 354 wins. Earned run average just over 3. 4,600, almost 4,700 strikeouts. 11 times All-Star, won the World Series twice. Roger Clemens won the Cy Young Award 7 times.
Oh, my gosh.
7 times.
Does he have any gold gloves? Did he have any gold gloves this season?
Led the league in wins 4 times. Led the league in ERA 7 times. Led the strikeouts 5 times. Had 20 strikeouts in a game twice. Yeah.
Consensus is this is a joke.
Even though he's a jerk, yeah, that should get you.
So real quick, we do got a caller. We'll get to it in just 1 second. I do want to mention, the whole Mario Rivera thing. The 100% as a closer just drives me nuts. Mickey Mantle, 88% of the vote.
Okay.
Mickey Mantle.
Griffey.
Very seldom did
Willie
Rivera
Mays,
ever
94%.
step out there and not produce what he had to do.
How good have
he
so
was?
Did the Bat Boys, Terry.
He
Not
is.
A single one of them are in the Hall of Fame.
Hey,
You've got to have a closer, just like you got to have a punter in the NFL.
Well, tell me, why didn't Trevor Hoffman get 100%? Same exact stats.
He's not as good as Rivera.
Yes, he is.
No.
Exactly what you just said, Terry, was every time he walked out there, he did his job. So did Trevor Hoffman. He didn't get 100% because he had a San Diego hat. I'm arguing the 100%. I'm never saying Mario shouldn't be in. I'm saying he should.
He's the only one ever that had 100.
The only one
I
ever.
believe.
Hey, Karen. 97%.
Griffey was like 99, I think.
But you talk about Mickey Mantle, and he always didn't get along with the press very well. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine if they had like modern surgery to repair his knee when he tore it up in the early 50s? How good he would have been, and he still played all those years with that. Oh, you got to take things like that into consideration too.
Nolan Ryan did get 98.8%. Ozzie Smith 91%. Those 9 guys need to jump off a cliff. Speaking of love from the public, Cal Ripken Jr. is the most beloved person I've ever seen in the media, not named Mike Trout, and he got 98.5%. Yeah. All right, JP, we got a caller on the line. Did you hit the buttons right? Oh, no.
He said, "Oh no."
I told him to call back.
That's
so
fine. That's fine.
He hasn't called back
All
yet.
right, let's see. A couple more. Ricky Henderson. He didn't do enough to get 100%. Tommy only got 94%. Ricky Henderson.
How many bases did he steal?
7 billion. Everyone's the answer.
2 years ago, in his best year, right, for the I think it was in the 80s, his best year, the amount of steals he had was more than the American League and National League combined. In that year, 2020, 2019, I think it was, you could combine the top leaders in both categories, and he outdone them by like 30 or something crazy.
The first year he played a whole season, he stole 100 bases. Second year he played 108 games, stole 56. Then another 149 games, he stole 130, 108, 66, 80, 87, 41, 93, 77, 65, 58, 52, 48, 53. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years of leading baseball in stolen bases.
Stole 1,400 bases. He only won the All-Star Award 10 times. 12 times he won the stolen. He was a stolen base
Did you say
leader.
1,400 bases?
He stole more than that, 1,406.
Just over 10 years.
Yeah, he won All-Star 10 times, won the World Series twice. Gold Glove. He's got 1 Gold Glove. 12 times.
94%. 94%. All right, we got Thomas on the line there. JP had a caller about the Hall of Fame.
Hey, what's up, Kevin?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. Hey, listen. Did Lyle Alzado make the Hall of Fame?
Did who?
Lyle Alzado,
football
NFL.
Raider.
You know, that's a good question. I'm not sure.
Look that up real quick, and then I think, Tom, you're about my age. Probably remember Lyle Alzado on the cover of Sports Illustrated with the bandana on, dying of cancer from steroid abuse.
Yeah.
I mean, and Mark McGuire did the Taking Anderstein Dial, which was on the shelves at the Gold's Gym in the year 2000.
That's completely true.
They banned it after, but just I think some of the fans from baseball or shuns from the Hall of Fame are just ridiculous. And
yeah.
The number one being Charlie Hustle. I mean, the guy bet on the Reds to win, not like throwing games or shaving points. I mean, he bet on the Reds to win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's disrespectful to him.
Lyle Alzado is not in the Hall of Fame. Not.
Okay.
So he is not.
I couldn't remember whether he was or not, but I was like, if he was.
He did have 112 and a half sacks, 20 fumble recoveries. That's pretty good. He had 112 sacks in his career.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
anyway.
I guess sometimes it's the bias is going to be across, the sports. But no, Lyle Alzado, I can remember he died at he was only 43 years old when he passed away.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Tragic. Hey, Terry.
Yes, sir.
Who was coaching you guys in 08? Because I thought he would never leave. In that year, he beat North Carolina, Duke, and Wake Forest, like the only coach to ever do that, right?
Oh, 2008.
Yeah,
that's Sidney.
Right now.
Yeah,
Sidney Lowe.
Let's see.
Sidney Lowe.
Was it?
Yes. Yeah, he beat North Carolina, Duke, and Wake Forest like that same year.
It was Sidney Lowe.
As long as he wants to.
I didn't think it was that long ago.
I liked him. I liked him when he put on the red jacket because I thought that was
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sidney. That was
But
all right. Well, good luck to you guys today. I hope we beat you by about 100.
I guarantee you, discount your layups. Carolina will have plenty.
Yeah, if you look at Sidney Lowe's record, he did pull off what you said, but you know what his career record was? 86 and 78.
Yeah.
86 and 78.
Just five
and never appeared in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Never
appeared in the NCAA tournament.
That'll get you fired.
Yeah, that'll get you fired. that'll get you fired at Appalachian State.
How odd is it you got one ACC team in the top?
I think we lost.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was talking about one ACC team. He's talking about Duke and nobody else. But I think for Thomas, I think the big deal is here. When you have Carolina, who's got a decent record, I think they're 13-6, something like that. But their losses, their losses have been bad. Yeah. I think that's the problem. And if I would sit back and think, okay, how about Miami or Florida State? Florida State beats Miami, but then they go right back the next game and lose, to Georgia Tech. I think that's where the ACC's so up and down. They're beating each other, and it's not helping them,
You are correct. You are correct there. Guys, I'm going here and try to sell some cars. It's good talking to you.
I appreciate you calling, Thomas. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, man. Hope one day you get another Fire and Ice there, Terry. So Chris Corciani and Rodney Monroe.
Yeah, we need a lot of help. If y'all got any, send them our way.
Yeah, no kidding.
Y'all have a good day.
Thanks for calling.
All right. One that Zach and I want to bring up here. How about Jeff Bagwell in the Hall of Fame?
In the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
If you're talking steroid era.
Can you untaint him? I don't think you can,
How many people make it? Just one?
One.
This time one.
Okay, that's how it should be.
That's how.
I think. Well, I'm sorry. That's how we're getting now. I mean, that's like the
after we made all this passionate defense of all these players. Terry says,
I'm sorry.
That's the only person voted in. The Veterans Committee just puts people in left and right. So a bunch of people nobody's ever heard of is in right now. No, sorry to the folks or family of those folks. I'm sure y'all have heard of your folks, but for the general public, Zach, you know who Minnie Minoso played for?
No.
Okay. So
I don't know who Minnie Minoso was. I thought he was going to say Minnie Mouse.
He's on the committee?
He's in the Hall of Fame. He got voted in the Hall of Fame.
I was going to say Minnie Mouse.
Okay.
Here's the Hall of Famers voted in the Veterans Committee. It doesn't even say what year they played, just says what years they were alive. Bud Fowler, born in 1858. Gil Hodges, born in 1924. Jim Catt, still living, born in 1938. Minnie Minoso, born in 1925. And Buck O'Neill in 1911. And Tony Oliva in 1938 will join David Ortiz. So two other guys will be joining David Ortiz in the Hall of Fame. One of them is 90.
And right there is your problem with baseball. Right there. It's just.
Why is that, Tom? Tell me why.
Because if these guys weren't in the Hall of Fame all those years, why are you putting them in now?
Because there's nobody else to put in.
I'm sorry. There's somebody else to put in.
No, I'm sorry.
I think we just went like 6 people on the list.
So
we could throw
does it work like this, Kevin? If you're up for the vote, you can't be put in by the committee, correct? If you're up for the vote,
right?
You have to go past the vote.
You have to vote ends, and then you go to.
You
the
get 10 years, I believe it is, and then you go to the committee, and that's
Yeah.
where the guys are going
All right, well,
to
Terry,
now.
give me one person that deserves to be in on this list.
Barry Bonds.
Okay, you're going to get you. So
I'm simple.
So you
It's
say
simple.
so you don't think you should hold anything against anybody? Period.
You just let David Ortiz in, didn't you?
Well, I know that Jeff Bagwell's in.
If I compare what David Ortiz did against Barry Bonds, that's not even
No, it ain't
relevant.
I did it the other day. It's ridiculous. It's
that's
absurd.
not even funny.
It's absurd.
Especially the walks and everything that he had.
You know,
I've seen Barry Bonds get walked in the first inning.
It was on
so
base.
they wouldn't have to pitch to him.
His on base percentage was astronomical.
The
I looked
best
it up
was
the other day.
getting walked in the bottom of the ninth. 2 outs, down 2, bases loaded. And I can't remember the team. I just saw the highlight the other day when they were talking about this of Bonds getting walked. They walked they put him
on.
The run
Like
in.
he's not going to
so
beat
you don't
us.
have to pay. Yeah.
Because no matter what he does,
He's going to smash one.
swinging the bat here, there's going to be a run. And that's the thing about, smart hitting with him and them doing that. And the thing with Pujols and some of these other folks that the WAR doesn't measure. I saw somebody tweet out, with a runner on third, less than 2 outs, I'll take a ground ball to second all day because I'll get my run in and out. But the WAR doesn't want you to do that.
Yeah. I
I don't know why. I don't want you to score, but I want you to walk. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So that's the argument about, when Pujols and him, he'll hit a lot of ground balls. But he's hitting it backside, you dodos, to knock the run in. Yeah. Or if he hits a fly ball, he's hitting it backside to make the runners go. Bonds and those really great hitters did that or would do that. They would go up. If I need to go opposite side, I'm going opposite side. I might get out. I might get a hit. And that's the thing when you come up base load and buries Bonds up. He's going to put it in the outfield. It might be a double or you might catch it. But that runner on third is going to score either way.
Those are the things that made, to me, when you speak of like Tony Gwynn, made him famous. He is a hitter, but he is going to do what's right at the time for the team.
Right.
It was not about him. If I got to hit it backside, then that's what I'm going to do. If that means my runner's going to be moved into scoring position, well, we win it off the next hit or whatever.
Well, if you're wondering, Canseco's having a sale this weekend in his car wash, Terry. So, if speaking of steroids and everything else, so the Jeff Bagwell stats. Speaking of, let's be serious for that on that. I want to bring up Canseco. Everyone says he's say what you want to him about him, but let's bring up Mr.
Everybody that he's about named his book didn't get in the Hall of Fame.
Isn't there only 3 people that's had a 40-40 season? Him, Bonds,
he was the first.
And somebody else. 462 home runs. So Canseco has more home runs and more and a better batting average than Andrew Jones. More RBIs than Andrew Jones. Stolen bases 200.
Well, he didn't have a Gold Glove because he balls to go off the top of his head.
Yeah, exactly.
Jose Canseco had more stolen bases than Andrew Jones. better batting average, more home runs, everything but the gold. Well, everything but the Gold Gloves. Let's see if he did win a Gold Glove. He did not win a Gold Glove.
Yeah, if they did, he did take it away.
Rookie of the year, take it away. Rookie of the year, 6-time All-Star, 2 World Series champions, and he won an MVP, an actual MVP, something Ortiz did not win. So again, if Ortiz is in there, Jeff Bagwell is in there. Okay, tell me he's not the same thing as Jose Canseco, Zach. Let's go the numbers. Bagwell 449, Jose 462. Bagwell 297. He hit better for average.
He did have good average.
Remember, Bagwell started out as what, a catcher or second baseman?
I remember him playing first.
Biggio started as a catcher and went to second. That's who he. I think Bagwell might have been a shortstop coming up. Stolen bases 202 to 200. RBI Bagwell 1500, Jose 1400. On base 353 to 408. Slugging 540, 515. To me, almost the same player. One played first, one played outfield, and one is a disgrace because he told the truth in a book. Yeah. Like Rashad McCants is a disgrace to North Carolina. He told the truth. Jose and Mark McGwire told the truth, and now like Thomas said a minute ago, that the McGwire thing. Now he admitted to him and Jose doing anabolic in the 80s in Oakland. But once they got to St. Louis, it was the Andrus of the G. Like he just said, everything he was doing you could buy at GNC. And then they went back and said, everything you just bought at GNC is illegal now in baseball terms. McGwire, you tell us what you did. And he's like, I'm not talking about that. Because he was taking it all. He was taking everything GNC would sell. But again, where do we draw the lines on the Bagwells and the Ortiz, Terry? I mean, how do you do that? Why, Jose Canseco?
Well, it's like I said, and I've always been like this, and as long as we ever come in here, and it might be to the day I die, I'll never go to the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame because I think it's ridiculous when you do not have your leading hitter and your leading home run hitter even represented in that place. And to me, I don't care what all kind of memorabilia you got in there, that's not the player in there, and that's who needs to be in there. Whether you like it or not, that's who needs to be in there.
Yeah. Tom, you feel the same?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like I've said it earlier that, okay, Barry Bonds was on steroids. So was everyone else. Yeah. Mark McGwire's so was everyone else. Broderick, so was everyone else.
Maybe they didn't take as much as what somebody else might have taken because, well, I'll put it like this. Maybe some people felt like, I don't know about this because I don't want nothing to happen to my body.
Well, let's be clear about
you know what I'm saying?
And let me be clear about one thing McGwire would be clear about is that you don't stick a needle in you and be a better hitter.
Yes.
So Bonds was a great hitter.
I agree.
Added extra muscle. And my argument with Bonds was always, if he's hitting doubles
he went to home run.
and adds 30 feet, he's going to 320 and now hitting some home runs. If McGwire, who's already McGwire, what he said was, some people lift to build muscles. You have to work hard. You can't stick a needle in you and muscles blow up. You have to pick up the heavy weights too. Yeah. He would pick up the heavy weights. Jose would pick up the heavy weights. Some of the others didn't. The pitchers did not. The Clemens, the Pettits, what they were doing was using it for recovery.
Right.
I need this. This muscle's tired. This muscle's weak. I can't pitch tonight. If it's twinging, stick some steroids in it. Okay, rub this Barry Bonds gel on it. But the line is you got to figure out where and who was doing what reasons. Again, like McGwire said, you could use it different ways. His method of hitting, just to McGwire's method, and there's a couple of different ways, and he learned this from a guy that he played, like I think in the 50s and came up through, is letting go one-handed. If you watch Pujols, when he hits, he lets go high and one-handed. You're scoop and lifting. And that's you add McGwire's muscle to the scoop and lift swing, everything he hits is going 400 feet at that big of a man. So his home runs, again, they went, him and Canseco, they hit 500-foot homers. But if they didn't do what Bonds did, they would be batting 260, doing like what Trout does, hitting the 25-30 homers probably, as opposed to the 50. That's what was so great about King Griffey Jr. I saw a video, they were making fun of Jordan asking Griffey for an autograph yesterday on some of the people. I just saw that online in the All-Star game. Like Griffey's swing, what he did, and he said he didn't take the steroids. It was just so beautiful and so perfect. And every one of them had a different swing and a different type. Bonds, you couldn't get a ball by him. McGwire, if you left something hanging, see you later.
Yeah.
Sosa was more, he seemed more like a rhythm type. You know, if it's a big moment, he's going to hit it. But if it's just in first inning and nothing's going, you strike him out all day. Throw high and in. See if Sosa ever touches it. But they all have different ways, and I don't know how to judge it anymore, or what we should do, or if, like Terry says, I'm with him. I don't care enough. But if you're gonna put Ortiz in, and then Mariano's getting 100, I'm starting to get aggravated about some of that. That's the Ortiz and Edgar Martinez being in there. So all McGuire had to do was just not play first base.
I mean,
that's what he had to do was not be good. I'm not good at first base. I'm in the Hall of Fame now.
It's just like politics.
Because I'm the best at what I do. I'm the best at what I do.
It's politics.
All right. We've got so much more to talk about. NBA. We'll be right back. JP on KDCBroadcasting.com.
It's the 24th anniversary celebration this Friday and Saturday, January 28th and 29th at Mitchum's Kitchen in Vail. 24th anniversary specials include Lotta Burgers for $5.99, barbecue sandwiches $5.29, barbecue plates will be $8.99. All canned beers will be just $1. Don't miss it, the 24th anniversary celebration, Friday and Saturday, January 28th and 29th at Mitchum's Kitchen, Highway 27 west of Lincoln at the Highway 274 intersection. Like them on Facebook, too.
Hey, can I help you? Wow, this tractor looks tough. Oh, yeah. This is the Coyote RX 6010. It has a 59 horsepower Daedong turbo engine, 4-wheel drive, and one of the highest lift capacities in its class. It's a whole new level of toughness.
Wow, that is tough. I'll take it. Bobby, let's go wrestle a bear.
Experience the toughness of the RX series at your local Coyote dealer.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sells, Highway 18 North, Highway 27 intersection west in Vail.
The Cherryville Golf and Country Club is now having a new membership drive. That's right. If you're not a member, now is the time. It is a 9-hole course that will be expanding to an 18-hole in the near future. Every Friday night, the restaurant, it will be serving the best steaks in town, along with ribs and seafood. And the best thing about the restaurant, it is open to the public. Looking to have a wedding reception, the birthday party, corporate event, Cherryville Banquet Room is the best place. Ask Dan about their golf package fundraiser deal. Check their menu out on Facebook. Cherryville Golf and Country Club, 200 Club Drive, Cherryville. Call 704-435-6597.
It's time to come out and play at the newly renovated Lincoln Country Club. Since 1946, the Lincoln Country Club has been challenging golfers. Ask about special membership opportunities, enjoy the new swimming pool, and the restaurant just can't be beat. Practice your drive and know the driving range, too. For your tee time, call 704-735-1382 for the Lincoln Country Club. 2052 Country Club Road in Lincoln and online at lincolncountryclub.net.
Etta Grace Godfrey of West Lincoln High School is this month's McDonald's KTC Broadcasting WhatsUpShopper.com Scholar Athlete of the Month. Etta is a senior at West Lincoln and is the daughter of Becky and John Godfrey. Etta plays tennis and softball and has a 4.65 grade point average. Her advanced courses include chemistry, calculus, U.S. history, language, and European history. She's a member of the Student Council and is a coordinator of the Hesed House Homeless Shelter. Etta is a member of the Anthony Grove Baptist Church. She also serves as a student advisor for the school superintendent. After graduation, Etta plans to attend either NC State or Clemson University and major in biomedical engineering. The McDonald's KTC Broadcasting WhatsUpShopper.com Scholar Athlete Award is to recognize a student athlete not only for accomplishments in athletics, but also for overall achievements in the classroom and for overall school and community citizenship.
It's an explosion elimination event at Carter Chevrolet in Shelby. Everything's got to go to make room for new inventory. Pay no money down. Make no payments till April. Get financing as low as 0% for 72 months. And get up to $5,000 above Kelley Blue Book on your trade-in. Clearance pricing is good on all 2021 models. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, they all got to go. Don't miss the explosive elimination event. Going on now at Carter Chevrolet, 200 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, online at carterchevyofshelby.com.
And we're back.
Hi, Shelby Heating and Air. Give them a call, 704-487-7877. They'll take care of all your maintenance needs. If you need a system upgrade, you just need your system checked out, maybe want to evaluate what you need to do. If you're going to put in a new system, call Shelby Heating and Air, 487-7877.
Now, Tom, I know you didn't hear it because you were talking.
Yeah,
JP was
you
trying to
came
do his
in
job.
early.
Oh, he was.
The commercial was still playing.
He was trying to introduce us before you did your Shelby hitting and everything.
Sorry about that.
Well, the commercial was still playing, so I mean, I was waiting for it to end, and then he
Did
just started
I
talking. Like,
I'm sorry I interrupted your game. I'm sorry I interrupted your game of Mario Kart.
I wasn't even playing Mario
tell
Kart.
you-
My camera not working.
I mean, I had Mario Kart, but I wasn't
He
playing.
said he has it, but he wasn't.
Tom, you interfered with his 15 minutes.
He
of play.
said he had it, but he wasn't playing it.
Yeah, but Shelby, just want to say that Shelby heating and air is more important than whatever Marvel comics article you're reading right now. So just want to
Actually,
make sure
I was actually that's more accurate. I was actually on Pinterest actually looking at Marvel pictures.
So apologies to Shelby Heating and Air. I just want to make sure that you know you are more important than JP's intro. Just want to make sure they know. Call them at 704-487-7877. If you want to call and talk to JP, that's 704-482-1390, and you can discuss the latest Batman movie.
I do have
That
a
is a
note
disgrace.
for the Tar Heel fans out there. Good news. I do have a good news note for you guys. Armando Baycock, with his 10th consecutive double-double, is the longest streak by a Tar Heel since Terry. Do you know who?
Hansborough.
Do you know? Anybody guesses? And that, my friends, is going to be the trivia question of the day. Now, if you can tell me, and you got 45 minutes to call in, the last Tar Heel to have at least 10 straight double-doubles for basketball, I will give you tickets to the Charlotte Hornets versus LA Clippers tomorrow. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, I'm only giving them to winners. I'm not just giving them to anybody. You got to know the answer to this. I'm not getting this. This is not playing around. I'll give them away online if we have to. Armando Baycock, the longest streak by a Tar Heel since blank, had 10 in a row. Here's a hint. I ain't gonna give a hint yet. I'll give a hint in 15 minutes if nobody's got it yet.
Gotta be
the last Tar Heel to have a 10 consecutive double-doubles. All right, there's your question. 704-435-2845. 704-435-2845. If you know the answer, folks watching online, don't type it in. I need you to call and tell JP. And I'll have some hints in a little while if nobody guesses. We'll give a hint. I'll give a hint about every 10, 15 minutes for fun as we go along. But again, Armando Baycock just had 10 straight double-doubles, and he's the first one. And I'll give a hint. It's been a few years since someone else had 10 straight double-doubles. And JP, I'm giving him, for the folks online, for watching online, I'm giving him the answer. Here's a sneak peek. If you can pause it and read, pause it and read, pause it and read, pause it and read. It's red on green. Hopefully nobody can, since they're a lot of people are colorblind. JP, don't show that. All right, so there's the trivia question for right now. Now, next up, it's NBA time. I got a stat from me from my boy, the next GOAT. I'm trying to tell y'all, Anthony Edwards. It's just a shooting stat for him because a lot of people say he can't shoot. Only 3 players are making more threes per game than Anthony Edwards. Steph Curry, Fred VanVleet, and Buddy Hield, all making more. Curry is 37.3%. Edwards 37.6%. Him and Buddy Hield, and VanVleet is 39%. So shooting pretty much the same thing as Steph Curry percentage wise. Obviously, Steph shoots a lot deeper shots, and I do. That's what I want to remind people when they look at these things is that, well, I shoot the same. Well, no, you don't. You shoot from 60 dang feet. Edwards is the only one of those 4, though, making 50% from 2. So that's my Anthony Edwards stat of the week.
If I remember correctly, VanVleet wasn't even drafted. I think he's a free agent. I don't even think he was drafted, or maybe he's a second round guy.
He's a candidate, Tom, also to be an all-star reserve.
He's just a great story. A guy's undersized. I think went to Wichita State. And has made it to be a an impact player in the NBA. I think it's a good story with him. I know that's not who you're really talking about, but it surprises me that he's so high up on that list. Some other names that you maybe could mention, but Van Fleet, did you say he was third? Van Fleet was third?
Oh, on that list, on the shooting list, yeah.
That's just a great story with him.
Ah, crap, where'd I hit it? Yeah, it was Steph Curry, Van Vliet, and Buddy Hield are only the ones making more threes per game than Anthony Edwards right now. So that's the top 4 3 points made per game. That's not percentage-wise or however you want to do that. But so there's your thoughts on that, Tom. NBA All-Star starters were named, and that was – I had that right here. Pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Nikola Jokic make their return to the All-Star game. And we'll have 2 new starters, Tom. Former Cleveland Cavalier, number 1 pick, Andrew Wiggins, will be starting alongside LeBron James. Wasn't he traded for to make room for, or did they trade him for Kevin Love, right?
Yeah, basically.
We'll be starting next to alongside LeBron James in the All-Star game, and Ja Morant getting voted to the starting lineup of the All-Star game after starting off in a very hot season. Some people are even saying MVP candidate. So there's your West Coast teams. How you feel, Tom, about looking at those 2 Cavaliers sitting there like that?
I'm not worried about the past. We're up and coming, and we're relevant without LeBron James.
You know what you don't see, Zach? Former Hornets in there in the All-Star game, or present, or any other time. Well, they might get an appointment this time. We'll see what happens, depending on if the publicist department the PR department has their way on calling the bench, or if the coach actually gets to choose the players. We'll see how that goes. In the East, it's Giannis, DeMar DeRozan.
Think of that, y'all. DeRozan back.
Kevin Durant.
Got away from San Antonio.
Killing him.
Joel Embiid and Trae Young are your starters for the Eastern Conference. They bring quite a bit of size there. You get Trae small. DeRozan, I guess, and Wiggins will match up. Durant and LeBron. No, Morant will have to play against LeBron will be playing against Giannis in the starting lineup. So, well, they ain't not going to play any defense. I don't know why I'm even saying that, but there's your starters for that. Terry, anybody that you think should be starting, and any of you guys thoughts on anybody else? I'm going to pull up the reserves here for us in just a second, but
why is Trae Young so?
Because he's like 3rd in the league in scoring, Terry.
It's really good, Terry, if you watch him play, just because you don't like him, because you got a LaMelo bias against him like Kevin does.
I don't have that against anybody.
The kids like him, Terry.
Okay, they like him. They like somebody who says pass second, shoot first.
Terry.
That's what he does.
Terry, it's not 1950 anymore, okay?
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
It's not 1950 anymore. Why can't you get over? I mean, I'm not saying that you're wrong, Terry. I'm just you're asking a dumb question. How is he an all-star? Kids like him. Kids like LaMelo.
All right, you say
kids like him. Get over it.
Ticket sellers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to name. Now, remember, I always like saying that the guys that score over 20 points should be your candidates for the All-Star games, because
you never have to worry about his or her.
There's 30 teams in the league, and if you only have 24 spots, you're still only getting the top leading scorer for not even the whole league. So we'll go through some of these. We just named the starters, right? Tell me if I just named the starter. Kevin Durant, yes. LeBron, yes. Embiid, yes. Giannis, Trae Young, DeMar, Jokic. The top 7 are all-star starters. Ja Morant is 9, Curry 10. So 9 of the top 10 scorers in the NBA are your starters. Jason Tatum's the only one is not a starter, and he was being replaced by – who was the starter that he was replaced by there? So the 10 starters – LeBron, is he the only one? No, he's second in the NBA. Which one of those isn't in the top 10 in scoring that I didn't name? Jeez. Somebody's got to be down there. Durant, LeBron. Let's go in the East. How about that? Durant, Embiid, Giannis, Trae Young, and DeRozan. That's all 5 then, right? Durant, Embiid, Giannis. Okay. Then in the West, it would be LeBron, Jokic, Morant, and Curry. So Wiggins. That's who I'm missing. What's he averaging?
21, probably.
Not sure. I could look it up.
Jeez, he's 38th in the NBA, averaging 18
There's a lot of people
points
shocked
a
that
game.
he
got voted in number 1. Got voted into the starting lineup. So there's your weak link in the voting process / getting named.
He's
a
basically
starter.
the Harrison Barnes of the Golden State Warriors, and he got the.
I feel sorry for him just averaging 18.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Because I keep forgetting this is NBA All-Star where we're going to score 160, 170.
Well, nobody's going to play defense, and I quite frankly don't blame them. I'm not getting hurt in an All-Star game in the middle of the season.
So Wiggins at 18. Here's people that are scoring more points than him, and should they be starting over him? And the first name I'm going to say is going to be, the answer should be yes, because I think he might be the premier shooting guard in the league, and that's Devin Booker. Went to the finals last year. He's averaging 25 a game again, and Wiggins averaging 7 points less a game is the starter over him. Also averaging 25 points a game, unhealthy last year, but not this year so far, Donovan Mitchell. Karl Anthony Towns is averaging 24 points a game. Anthony Edwards averaging 23 points a game.
Where's Darius Garland?
He is 27th, averaging 19.7.
Yeah, I know he had to be up there. I didn't
points a game. Sure. Miles Bridges of the Charlotte Hornets, the only one Hornet, averaging 20 points a game, along with. But remember, Tom, how good Miles Bridges is leading the Hornets at 20 points a game. Tyler Hero still averages more points than the Charlotte Hornets leading scorer. Just making that point for everyone on that.
I like Tyler Hero.
Well, I'm just making the point that for everyone on that Hornets are good bandwagon, Tyler Hero averages more points than our leading scorer. So, again, as far as that goes, I've got new updates on that, Tom, leading scorer updates. As far as the Hornets, it keeps getting worse for LaMelo. Poor guy.
Kids like him.
They do. They love him.
Kids like him.
They do.
No one's walking around with a Kevin Hastings jersey on. Just want you to know that.
They are now 3-9 when he leads the team in scoring.
Because when he has to lead this team in scoring, nobody else does anything. You're putting everything on a poor 20-year-old kid. Come on, Kevin.
When the point,
come on, Kevin.
Point guard cannot.
Let's put it all on the 20-year-old. Oh, we didn't win. Oh, it's his fault.
If they do anything remotely good, Tom, it is his fault. So why can't I throw the blame if you're going to take the credit?
Because that's just his role.
Tom.
That's his role.
Tom said the headline last night when the Lakers.
Can LaMelo hold off the Lakers? Or
is that what
like that? I think it was something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
well, they're in the 7th seed right now.
We're still 6 games over 500. So
they're the 7th seed, but you got to understand they're only 4.5 games out of first.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to work their way right through Embiid, Kevin Durant, Giannis. I don't even know. Cleveland's there in second. That's crazy. Bulls and Miami Heat.
It's crazy considering the injuries they've had, as they've had a slew of injuries.
Who's y'all's coach? I don't know.
Bickerstaff.
Bernie?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
JV Bickerstaff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot. So they would be playing Boston in the play-in game, Terry. So you'd get you some LaMelo Ball in the play-in game.
They just extended him. They gave him a bunch of money.
Devin Booker's averaging 25 points a game, and his team's got the best record in the NBA, and they've got a guy averaging 18 starting over him.
Yeah. But, you talk about our coach. I mean, if you can make Cleveland relevant without LeBron, that's when you get the contract extension. So, I think they got a good thing going. I think, you got to hit on your draft picks. I mean, and that's what they've done. They made a good trade when they brought Allen in. That was a really, really good move for them. And then, they got Markkanen. He's hurt now. But Garland they hit, Mobley they hit. Okoro not as big a hit, but he's playing and contributing. So they've built the team post LeBron. Mm-hmm. So I'm just glad the organization is relevant without him. Finally,
yeah. The Hornets are. I'm looking at the thing. Bridges and Oubre the last two. So 6-1 when Oubre leads the team off the bench. 8-5 when Bridges leads the team in scoring, and 9-4 when Rozier does it. Hayward only 2-4 when he leads the team, and LaMelo 3-9 when he leads the team in scoring.
Just leave it where you got it right there, Kevin. All you have to do is go back up and look. When Ball led the team in scoring, they lost. They lost.
That's what I'm saying. Two things. Not 100% against Ball, Tom. That's my theory.
Yeah.
Point guards leading the team in scoring, you're going to be in trouble. I.e., my youth league team, we'll talk about that in a little bit, we're having issues right now. But that is the big issue, I believe, with them, besides no defense. Now, the rumor is, Zach, I don't know if you saw it, the Hornets made a phone call about Ben Simmons.
Oh, no.
Oh, Lordy, what they got to give up to get him?
I wouldn't want him.
Well, the Kings turned it down. They offered the Kings. They wanted the Kings wanted is it Harrison Barnes, 2 first-round picks, and somebody else.
No,
for
the deal
Ben
is
Simmons.
my number 1 pick for Ben Simmons.
That's all you're giving up?
That's all I would give up. I'll give you my number 1 pick for a guy who you don't even know if this guy's going to show up for work.
Yeah.
Why would I give you 2 number 1s and a pretty solid, role play? Why would I give up all that? I don't even know. This guy may just check out. Say, I can't do it today. I'll be back in a couple
my
weeks.
My feelings have been hurt.
I'm just telling you. I'll take a chance because every number 1 pick you pick is taking a chance. You don't know. So I'll give you my number 1 pick. You give me some, and what is his salary? $30 million?
33. So I've got it right.
I'll take on. You have to compensate me for taking on that salary.
Yeah. All right. So how the NBA salaries work is everybody's over the cap line, so you have to match up salary. So that's what I got on the folks that are watching. I've got on the screen the NBA trade machine here, and the way this is a pretty cool little tool that I like to use because it's got everybody's salary, so you can match them up and kind of see if it would work. It does not account for draft picks. You can just do that later, but this does let you allow to match up the money. So if you're the Charlotte Hornets, you got to match up $33 million of Ben Simmons. You can be within like 10% of that, Tom. So
you basically have Gordon Hayward and a $4 million guy.
Whatever you can add up in there to make it 33. It doesn't matter who. You can give 7 players as long as it adds up to $33 million.
I don't think Charlotte can give up that.
So if you're Charlotte, you got to think a couple of things. If Ben Simmons is on your roster, who do you want on your roster with him? That's the question. Yeah. So you start from there. If he's on the team, I'm guessing, God forbid, they want to keep LaMelo Ball. So if you're having both of those on the same team, playing point guard and shooting guard, whatever combination that is, that means Terry Rozier's got to be a part of this trade, does he not? You can't have him.
Your top 2 guys on the salary has to be one of those 2 has to go.
Hayward or Rozier, probably. Hayward's $29 million. Rozier's
to get Ben
at
Simmons
17.8.
Right. See, that's wrong.
I'm not giving that up to get Ben Simmons.
There's no way.
So you'd have to give up Hayward and Ish Smith or P.J. Washington.
And then you run into the fact you got LaMelo and Ben
Jones.
Simmons at the same time, and that's just not a good combo.
That's what I'm saying.
And Hayward gives you those. He'll give you that 20 to 30 point game.
Now, I like everything you guys are saying so far. I don't think he fits. Ben Simmons and Terry Rozier would be a good setup.
He would help us on defense.
Okay, well,
I was just about to say that defensively he's going to help you. Yeah.
And that's what people are making the point is that being the worst team in the NBA in defense, about you need him out there. But here's where I would want him out there.
Get rid of Miles Bridges.
Well,
I wouldn't.
No.
And
Why not?
then you throw
Same
chemistry
guy
too.
underneath. Ben Simmons and Miles Bridges.
I wouldn't.
So the question is, like what Zach was saying, is there some way you can pull this off to make Simmons your center? You don't have to trade a center. I'm saying, do you make the roster to where Simmons is your big man because he is the defender? There's nobody else out there, Terry. So who else? You see what I mean?
Yeah, but my deal. I mean, I'd rather
He
put
might be
Plumlee against some big guys than
Plumlee's going to have to
Simmons.
do. I get it.
Plumlee had 17 rebounds last night.
Plumlee's going to have to bang. He's not. I'm saying you're not trading him because you need him to be the backup and bang with the Steven Adams and the people like that. But I'm sorry, as far as say it's guarding the other team's power forward and starting in that spot, you could start him there. My question is with that, if it's me, obviously I would, if you're playing a game and you're looking at it, what Simmons does, you would trade him for LaMelo Ball. Because if you add everyone else on the team's offense, Ben Simmons' defense, and he's 6'11", or whatever he is, 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", Add him to that offense as the point guard instead of LaMelo being the point guard. So what do you get? LaMelo's averaging, 17? 8? No, he's averaging 19 a game. Ben Simmons is averaging 16 in his career.
I think it's 20.3 they got him on.
That's PER.
Okay, I couldn't see that.
That's player efficiency rating. So they average about the same. They get the same amount of rebounds. They get the same amount of assists, Tom. One of them plays excellent defense. You're the worst defensive team in the NBA. Everyone agrees that Simmons is a good player. LaMelo could be a superstar. I'm to the point, the way he shoots and the way he plays, he's not going to average 25 points a game. So I believe this would be a good trade, even though I do not like Ben Simmons. For this season only, I'm not thinking forward, whatever. If you're putting this guy on this play, if I'm playing a video game and I need somebody to play defense, I got 4 other scores or 3 other scores, it's not a bad trade to trade LaMelo. Yeah. But they're not trading him.
No, they are 4-1. They are 4-1 when he leads the team in assists. They are 3-0 when he leads the team in rebounds. He contributes in other ways, Kevin.
Who's that?
LaMelo.
Say those numbers again, really slow.
They are 3-0 when he leads the team in rebounding. They are 4-1 when he leads the team in assists. He can do more than score, is the argument.
How many games have they played? 50. And the point guard.
But no, that's just recent. That's just in recent games. The month of January.
I was about to say
that's the month of January.
They've only led the team.
So let me clarify that.
Assists 5 times
In the month of January, he's led the team in assists 5 times at 4-1. He's led the team in rebounds 3 times. They won all those games.
But when he leads them in scoring, they're over.
Right.
Because you're putting too much on the kid. He's already rebounding and assisting. Now you're going to tell us Leaders in scoring too?
Our point is
Ben Simmons can do all of that.
Our point is he should be taking the same number and kind of shots as Steph Curry.
They're going to say hack a Ben. That's the one thing they'll do. They'll
hack a Ben. You don't know what he would do to the locker room either.
So those games that Ball led the team in rebounding, Terry Rozier had 35. Terry Rozier had 28. Terry Rozier had 28, and Oubre had 39.
That's right. We need LaMelo to make, more assists, some of those rebounds because he's a hustler.
Right.
And you just
so again, take those numbers, the rebounds, assists, and presuppose that on Ben Simmons, and then add some defense into it. That's the point I'm making. Good. When Ben Simmons came in, led the team in assists and rebounds, did what Ball did, didn't lead the team in scoring. We don't need you to do that. Let all these other guys shoot it and light it up, and then we play some defense. I'm not saying we might have a shot at a first-round victory.
And that's a fair assessment.
But we don't.
But I will say this,
we got right now.
by what you just said, Tom, is exactly what LaMelo Ball should be doing. You lead this team in assist.
And a lot of those rebounds are hustle rebounds.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just hustling and getting the rebound, getting those loose ball rebounds, things like that.
No. I'm going to disagree on that one. I've played point guard. That's not guarding your man and standing in the lane, not guarding anybody, getting rebounds. That's what Russell Westbrook does. Is watch him. As soon as they go by, he'll go stand in the lane. Wait on his,
have to study it more carefully. I think the kid's a hustler.
Getting 10 free throws, rebounds time. He's not guarding anybody. That's why they're giving up 117 points a game. He's not guarding anybody. All right.
Well, if you get the rebound, the other team can't score. Go ahead.
Let's do. We got to take a quick break. Come back, and we've got plenty of NFL. We got to get into that. We're running late on that. It was supposed to be about 10 minutes ago, but we'll go. We'll be right back. KDCBroadcasting.com.
It's the 24th anniversary celebration this Friday and Saturday, January 28th and 29th at Mitchum's Kitchen in Vail. 24th anniversary specials include Lotta Burgers for $5.99, barbecue sandwiches $5.29, barbecue plates will be $8.99. All canned beers will be just $1. Don't miss it, the 24th anniversary celebration, Friday and Saturday, January 28th and 29th at Mitchum's Kitchen, Highway 27 west of Lincoln at the Highway 274 intersection. Like them on Facebook, too.
Your projects, our experts. The Greater Charlotte Home and Landscape Show, January 28th through 30th at Cabarrus Arena in Concord. 3 days only for great deals, new ideas, and practical advice with trusted local experts to make your dream home a reality. From kitchens and baths to gardens and more. Don't miss the Greater Charlotte Home and Landscape Show, January 28th through 30th at Cabarrus Arena in Concord. Plan your visit and save on tickets at charlottehomeandlandscapeshow.com.
Well, another big truck has arrived at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. This time it was filled jam-packed with scratch and dented refrigerators. All kinds, all styles. The showroom is full. The warehouse is full. There is one there just for you. And listen to this. These refrigerators come with a full 1-year warranty. Come get yours today at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center. Online at HendrickAppliance.com, located at 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. On the right going down, on the left coming back. Keep warm with a stop in at Kurt's Premium Outlet in Gastonia. Right now, Duraflame electric heaters, heating up to 1,000 square feet of floor space, just $168. Take 75% off select clothing and save on scarves and gloves too. Tennis shoes, just $2 each, and 5x8 area rugs are $99 and up. That's Kurt's Premium Outlet. They've also got crown marked shovel mirrors for only $64. Save upstairs, save downstairs at Kurt's Premium Outlet at Eastridge Mall on North New Hope Road in Gastonia. Like them on Facebook too. Chances are good that the taxman is coming to your house, and hopefully he'll be bringing you a big sack of well-deserved money. Classic Volkswagen of Gastonia want you to know that they have special tax time saving deals with over 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Make your tax dollars count and save big during the tax time sales event going on now at Classic Volkswagen. 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. Online at classicvwgastonia.com.
Head to Cars, Trucks, and Credit and get the edge with a couple of great-looking, good-driving Ford Edges, like a 2007 Ford Edge at $1,299 down and a 2010 Ford Edge for $1,499 down. Plus, take a look at a 2006 Acura TL at $1,499 down and a 2004 Chevy Silverado $799 down at Cars, Trucks, and Credit, 604 Clark Drive in Lincoln. Online at ctcautosports.com and see their ad at whatsupshopper.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're talking some more sports and more sports.
Okay, now that he's done, Shelby Heating and Air sponsors Saturday Morning Sports Talk. 704-487-7877. Give them a call. Is it time for a service? Is it time for an upgrade? Is it time to have your house evaluated to best suit your heating and air needs? Call the experts at Shelby Heating and Air. Kevin has got the website up. It's just shelbyheating.com. And they've got all kinds of coupons there. You can peruse their website and get the one that suits your needs. Give them a call, 704-487-7877. Thank you, Shelby Heating and Air, for making Saturday Sports Talk possible.
All right, Terry, it might not be time to call the heat and air people, but it is definitely time to talk a little bit about how terrible of a job we did picking games last week.
I was 2 of 4.
I was perfect.
I was probably, I might not have won a
Terry
game.
was perfect.
I might not have
Perfectly
won a
wrong.
game.
I was perfect, Tom.
I think combined, what was the record, Terry? Did you not even bring it down?
I didn't even bring it. It was so bad.
You're so pitiful.
It was so bad. I did not even bring it.
They are lucky that I am not the owner of the Buffalo Bills because their defensive coordinator would have been fired.
Offensive and the special
I would have
teams
gone
coordinator
on the
fired.
field and fired the defensive coordinator as soon as the game ended.
Yeah. And
what are you thinking? What are you doing? And it was such pitiful defense, it was not enjoyable for me to watch. And maybe I'm just an old curmudgeon, but watching that game is like watching a flag football game.
Yes.
It was like watching a flag football.
With the number one defense playing.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Mahomes is awesome. He's great. Josh Allen, phenomenal talent. These are generational guys. I'm not taking anything away from Mahomes or Allen, but if you give me 13 seconds and just say stop, don't let Kelsey run like a little seam route. Nobody touches him.
Nobody touched him.
I was like, no. I'm going to get up on the line. I don't care if I get a holding penalty or not. I'm going to jam you and not let you release. I'm not going to let you run down the field when you got Buckner, the field goal kicker, hitting 60-yard field goals.
Well, I texted you guys right after they ran that first play. They ran screen to Hill, and I'm like, do that every play. They ain't gonna stop it. If they put it on it.
I will defend it after Tyreek Hill got loose and ran that touchdown. I'm sure they were worried. We squib it. They're gonna find a way to get it to Hill, and you rarely see a guy at the professional level that could just run away from people.
Yeah,
like that.
it was. Amazing.
Just can run away from people. And so I sort of understand that, but I'm not gonna sit back there and just give Patrick Mahomes 50 yards. We're getting up here. We're going to ram somebody in the face. We're going to at least make it take some time to run the route to burn the rest of the clock up.
And Terry's exactly right. We talked about this before the show. You squib kick, 13 seconds is what you have left. You squib kick it. You make them at least takes a couple seconds off the clock on the kickoff. That was a huge mistake.
I don't know, but if that ball ends up in Tyreek Hill's hands, he might be.
You have to think about that too. I mean, because to your point, you saw the speed when he got away. It was like the Buffalo defender wasn't even moving.
But they were able to get up the field so quickly. Like they were playing defense like they need they don't need a touchdown, they need a field goal.
Yeah.
Tom, number one, you got the number one defense
and pass defense
in the NFL.
Okay. What was the set? They went empty set, I would assume, right? They went empty set.
You're talking about with Kelsey?
With Mahomes, the last two plays.
With Kelsey.
With the last two plays, did they go empty set? Did they have 5 wide? I can't remember, Terry.
I think so.
If they
I
did,
think because Buffalo went with 5 guys back.
I'm gonna send 3. Everybody is going to have somebody on the man and going to knock them on the line, and then I'm going to keep.
And I think they sent
3
4.
more guys deep.
I think they sent 4. I might be wrong.
4.
Yeah.
And Kelsey has said they called the play. He looked at Mahomes and says, "I'm not running that route. I will get open."
Yeah.
So if the Buffalo knew schemes and everything else, they was assuming he was going to go, and they probably thought he was going out of bounds. So it might,
I don't. Why would he go out of bounds? They had all their time.
Right. He cut.
You can't play him like that. They had all their time.
You watch. He comes out and he cuts straight to the middle.
Yeah.
Is this the play?
Yeah.
That's the Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, that's Hill.
That's the touchdown.
I mean,
see, that's why you don't kick it to him because look, you rarely see a guy at the professional level able just to run away from defensive backs like that. Just ran away from him.
That safety was terrible. Terrible angle.
Took a wrong angle.
I mean, he just ran away from everybody.
I was trying.
But on the last couple plays, I'm pretty sure they went empty set. Maybe they didn't. I can't remember. But I'm just going to jam to make it take time. It's just like in a basketball game. Is that the play?
No,
they didn't go empty set, did they?
No,
that's not the last.
Okay.
That's the one to Tariq. So
Okay.
this is the last one. This is not the touchdown to Tariq. This is where they were off the line of scrimmage.
He was wide open.
Yeah, it's empty set, right? Look how far the guys are off the ball.
All they need is 3, Terry, and
you're going to give them that much
and they're
room?
not even guarding them. And
Wow.
when you go to the screen, a lot of teams run a screen, and they got 3 timeouts, so they can go to the middle of the field.
Right.
I don't
But
understand.
what you have done, and I always
gave them the middle of the
despise
field.
this. Yeah, you give
gave
it
them
up.
20
You
yards.
have nobody even
Look in the
bumping them.
middle.
You don't even
Yeah.
have nobody bump. So these guys are full speed right off the bat.
Right. Why is nobody up on the line?
And then I'm
in that
worried about
situation?
where they're
Look,
going to
he's
go.
waiting.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
When Tyreek caught the ball,
Nobody's
he
around
caught
him.
the ball 5 yards.
2
down the
defenders
field.
in front of him.
The closest from the line of scrimmage defender was 12 yards down the field. When Tyreek Hill caught the ball, the closest defender to him was 5 yards at a linear angle.
Yeah, you might as well say 12 over on that side.
Yeah, on that angle.
Yeah.
12, something like that. So no one near him 10 yards with him on the catch. So and then like
Hey,
Tom said,
you're fired.
You don't want you don't squib kick, but you do this, and you don't want him
Oh,
in
my
space,
goodness.
and then you do that. So
That
one,
play
and
that
we'll see
play
the next one where he
took
lined up.
6 seconds.
Right. So the next lineup,
They're going to let Kelsey run
Yep.
up the seam.
so
And he's wide freaking open.
So again, you look at this and you're like, well, coach, you're up 3 with 8 seconds left, and the other team's got the ball at the 42, and you lost.
All you got to do is have a defensive stop right here, and he has to Hail Mary
Right.
from where
Right.
he's at. That's all that has to happen.
And so let's see where they let him catch it this time.
Look.
That's the one
Boom.
that Kelsey was supposed to
He
run
caught-
out.
He caught the ball 14 yards down the center of the field. Again, if anybody's ever watched a Romo broadcast, he kind of explains the times on these things. He's like, you can throw it in the center with you've got a timeout and be quick with it. Dak did not have a time, or y'all didn't have a timeout and did that. So Kelsey caught it at 12, ran it 7 more, and then
knew to get down. He knew to get down.
With 3 seconds left.
Right. He knew to get down. I mean, that's just that,
Bad.
All right, before we move on to the other games,
That's just bad.
We'll talk the overtime thing. This happens every year, the overtime rules, and we argue about it. People fuss, and I just got a couple of points. One, if you want to win the game, don't go to overtime. If you're a Buffalo Bills fan and want to win the game, don't give up 40 yards in 13 seconds and act like if a coin flips the right way in overtime, we're going to do good this time. If you want to win the game, again, don't give up 42 points when you're average giving up 17 a game, your number one defense. All of those points. Now, when we do talk about if the overtime thing is good, bad, whatever, however you think. Remember, they just changed this a few years ago to make people happy, and they still aren't happy. And nothing they ever do will make anyone happy. So let's say both teams...
I think this is the one that really messed them up over here.
Well, both teams get a chance to get the ball in this format as long as you don't give up a touchdown. Well, Terry, play defense. Yeah. That's all you got to do is not give up a touchdown.
You are the number one defense in the NFL.
Don't give up a touchdown. That's all you got to do. Don't give up a touchdown. That's all I got to say is don't give up a touchdown.
They play scared.
Let's say, so what is their excuse? So we could have a ball so we could tie them. Well, then what? We're going to do it again? Will they get the ball and score? Then what? You want another chance to tie? How many chances to tie them do you need is what I'm saying. Well, we need a chance. We need a chance. We need a chance. Well, at some point, you got to stop them. So the NFL's point of view is the quicker you make somebody stop somebody, the better. And that's why they give you a chance if you only get a field goal to get the ball back. You do get a chance. Well, if you stop them, whether it's field goal or no field goal, you get a chance.
I'm gonna put
don't
like
give up
this.
a touchdown in 30 seconds.
And me and Zach talked about this before everybody was in here. But I told him, I said, the Chicago Bears, when they had the number one defense back in the 80s, would have never, ever sent 5 guys back. They'd have matched you man on man. They'd have bumped you at the line, and the defensive line would have been coming after you. Mahomes would have been running like he was last year in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
he would have been trying to get away because they're coming to get you.
You throw the prevent defense.
That's what I'm saying.
Away.
But them defenses back then, when you had the number one defense, you didn't get all them yards against them. That just did not happen. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand where our defenses have went. I understand Hill. I agree. He's quick. He's fast. You can't let him have the ball. Mahomes is a good quarterback. But you so deep, you had 13 seconds.
It's a disgrace.
Yeah.
Yeah, 13. Yeah,
there's no way that can happen.
You can't.
Talking about a coin flip.
You can't. You can't
score in 13 seconds.
You can't concede the middle of the field when they got 3 timeouts.
Yeah,
and
you
then
we're talking about overtime.
When they got 3 timeouts.
I mean,
crazy.
we all sat there, and when Kansas City said, "Oh yeah, buddy, we're taking the ball," yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I wouldn't have given them. I wouldn't have given them
because I just saw what they did for us in 13 seconds. That was terrible. You know, and then march right down the field and score. And now I think that's where the overtime rule becomes. And I'm not saying this on account it's Buffalo because I'm not a Buffalo fan. I'm not a Kansas City man, but I think that's where the rule now becomes bad because Allen played such a great game. If he had got the ball back, he'd have come right out there and lit Kansas City up. He'd have marched right down that field again and scored.
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe not. You'll never ever know.
Decide to play a little defense, unlike Buffalo. But again, if you want it changed, what's the solution then? A never-ending overtime that everybody gets a chance.
You only got to play one. I don't care whether it ends up in a tie. You're going to have more ties maybe, but you're only going to play.
Ties if you do time.
That's fine. I could care less.
Because everybody would just run the clock.
Well, then do what college football does. Play a quarter, still timed, then put it on the 2-yard line. Let's do 2-point conversions.
Every time.
See, a soccer equivalent of penalty kicks.
I'd rather see the kickers kick it from 50 than that.
Or that's fine.
Yeah, well, my Lord, fine. I don't know about that.
After your 15 minutes of play, Terry, if y'all going to jerk around and not score in 15 minutes, well, I'm sending the kickers out there from 50. You put it on the 50.
Yeah,
and we're going to kick wind, rain, whatever. That would be fun.
Now we've changed this whole game. If we go to that aspect,
well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm just saying
why don't you just play
because
some defense?
I might have the 32nd field goal kicker in the NFL against the number one field goal kicker.
Well, that's too bad.
And he's good from 60.
That's too bad.
Where my guy's good from 45.
They should have signed Becker. Should have signed Dan Marino.
You know.
To hold it the right way. But this is the argument Panthers fans make, Zach. We would have won if John Casey wouldn't have kicked it out of bounds.
Every time.
What about the defense that gave up 35 that was full of steroids? What about the defense that gave up 30 yards on that drive to Tom Brady in 30 seconds? Any of that could have happened.
In our defense, we didn't know Tom Brady was Tom Brady at that time.
Well, that's true. But you still, either way, it's not the kicker's fault you lost that game. And that's the same thing with that to me. It's not the Coins' fault that you gave up 42 points. It's not the Coins' fault. Any of that. And so that you did bad defensive calls. Why do teams do that at the end of the games? I don't get it. Put one or two safeties
Dallas
back.
Is the world's worst.
Prevent defense. They don't prevent nothing.
The easiest thing to do,
serious.
and I don't get it, is just play 2 deep man. What does that mean? 5 people have a man, and you have 2 deep safeties.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Or I'd have done 3 deep. Or I'd have done 3 deep because, look, 3 plus 5 plus 3 is what? 11. 3 down linemen,
Just, yeah.
3 deep safety, 5. Everybody's playing bump and run. And if Tyreek Hill gets by his man, okay, you read that, you come up and help. It's going to take longer because if you bump and hold him. If Tyreek Hill's getting away from you, hold him. Oh, well, that's a penalty. Who cares?
Yeah, right. I want to say,
Right.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I want to say one more thing.
In fact, real quick, wouldn't it have been smart for Buffalo to hold a receiver on those 2 plays? All it is a 5-yard and first down penalty. And then when you got 2 seconds left, just don't hold them on this
That's
one.
it.
You got 70 yards to go.
The clock run.
Right.
2 holding penalties.
Why would you not do that?
I agree.
I know.
But I'm going to tell you what,
They're
I'm
gonna put time
going
back
to give
on the clock.
somebody a lot of credit because I put him down last year for how he played in the Super Bowl. He always wanted to go deep. Tampa Bay pressured him. He had to throw deep. What did Mahomes do? 2 little pops right over the middle to get them all the yards they needed, and he learned. I think Mahomes is growing up because, to me, that changed how I thought about him because last year he would have said, no way, I'm going 50 yards down the field with this throw instead of just dumping it off to Hill and dumping it off to Kelsey.
Well, in that game, we went 1-3. I was the 1. Y'all were the 3. Bengals and Titans, how about an offer? So in the AFC, guys, we were 1-7 on the weekend. Bengals beat the Titans 19-16. If you look at it, Titans play good defense, held them to 19 points.
Here we go again.
Bengals obviously did
Is
as well.
Tannehill your solution? No. You got everything you need. Now you need another quarterback because what does Tannehill do? A Tony Romo thing, throws an interception at the wrong time.
Oh, my gosh, threw 3 of them. Threw an interception on the
there we
first
go.
play of the game.
The difference, though, Terry, Tony would have 350 yards as opposed to whatever Ryan Tannehill had.
I know. I agree. Tony Romo was way better than him. But, I mean, Tannehill, we talk about whether you
Like
got an
Dave
elite
Laufenberg,
quarterback. But I tell you what we did this past week, and this is no lie. We was in a room, and we were trying to name, and I'm going to hear something for y'all to think about this coming week. We was trying to name the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL this year. Y'all, it's hard. It is hard to pick 10 quarterbacks that you could say to lead my team to the NFL title. When you write them down, it is hard to pick 10 that you really trust.
Jimmy G's numbers were horrible, by the way, in that game. It was just horrible.
In this game,
save his job.
Everybody's talking about Burrow and them and winning this game, but in this game, Burrow, 28 of 37, no touchdowns, 1 pick. The quarterbacks in this game combined 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. Derrick Henry got outrushed by Foreman in 4 carries. Foreman had 4 carries, 66 yards. Henry, 20 carries, 62 yards, and a touchdown. Cincinnati advances, and we may be looking at a rematch of Super Bowl, whatever it was, Bengals and 49ers here in a couple of weeks. And none of our experts, guys, I'm just telling y'all, had the 49ers and Bengals in
How
Super
many
Bowl.
times do you get sacked 9 times?
Tell me about it. You
and
lose.
win.
Or you get 9 sacks and lose, what I'm saying.
I mean, how many times
They were all
do you
over
get
it.
sacked 9 times and win? The Bengals need to get a couple offensive linemen for that kid, man. He's not going to last. He's not going to last long.
They might. I'm guessing they will look at that. Tom, Titans. Terry, you was asking about that. Do they look change quarterbacks? I don't know. Tannehill.
I don't think they can go get anybody no
Who they
better.
gonna get?
That's the problem.
Who you
That's
gonna
what
get?
I'm saying.
Aaron Rodgers.
That's where we
Garoppolo's
come up
available.
trying to pick
Aaron
10.
Rodgers
Come get
might
Aaron
be
Rodgers.
available.
Wouldn't that be something? My
I mean,
goodness.
it's tough. I mean, you're not going to
Aaron
be able to
Rodgers
come
should
up
have
with
went to
elite.
San Francisco when he had a chance.
I think Aaron's going to end up in Denver when it all said and done. We'll see.
If he lines up in a Titans uniform, everybody's in trouble.
They'll be tough because they already got now.
Yeah.
If he's smart, Titans is a better situation than
Oh, my
Denver.
gosh.
They've got not only Derrick Henry, their wide receivers.
They got some huge wide receivers.
Yes,
And their defense is really good.
That would be the best place for him to go. I would say that it's better than Denver, but we'll see. Denver has a history of winning. We'll see how that works out. Now
For Kansas City, this is their opportunity. They've got a steady quarterback that's elite. You got Burrow his first time, on which Kevin always says they never win. You got Stafford.
he's not a rookie. He's not a rookie.
That's what
So
I'm saying.
He can win.
Yeah, but
He's
Stafford's
available.
in there. I mean, a guy who's always been with Detroit and blown games, and now he's got some athletes. Maybe he can be better. And then you slide over to the other one. We got Garoppolo. Garoppolo, to me, has been a guy that's really never had a steady spot of being a starting quarterback his whole life. So
he just wins.
Yeah, it's just
he just
if you're
wins.
picking one now, and which this will probably lose, we're going to take Kansas City. But are they going to win it? Who knows? I doubt it.
You think Kansas City wouldn't beat the Rams? They wouldn't beat the 49ers.
They should. They are way more qualified than anybody that's left.
If Kansas City gets by Cincinnati, I like them against the Rams, who can't seem to finish the game for whatever reason.
Well, just this week, Matthew Stafford won twice as many playoff games as Dak Prescott has in his career.
After next year, though,
just this week, Matthew Stafford won twice as many playoff games as Dak Prescott has in his career. Here's a list of people that's got more than Dak. If you were wondering, active, Ryan Tannehill's got 2, Jared Goff's got 2.
Did I mention Dak?
Blake Bortles got 2. Joe Burrow. That's what. This is all it takes, though. After 6, this is all it takes. Joe Burrow has 2. Joe Burrow and Matthew Stafford in 1 week have twice as many. And my point is, after years, Cam Newton only had 3 victories in his career in the playoffs. 3. One of them was against John Skelton and the 7-9 Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Josh Allen has 3 victories. Cam Newton, 3 victories. Blake Bortles still has twice as many victories as Dak Prescott. Matt Ryan with 4. Nick Foles with 4. Garoppolo now with 4 playoff wins. What a list we got, and we're talking about getting rid of him left and right. Mahomes and Russell Wilson and Flacco and Aaron Rodgers lead the way, and Brady for active playoff wins, 8, 9, 10, 11. But when you look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Jimmy Garoppolo is now the 6th most winning quarterback active in the NFL. And that's with Rodgers and Brady close to retirement. And we're talking about we can't find a home for him. Tennessee might want him. Denver might want him. A couple of other teams I was going to mention. Somebody else got beat last. Would the Panthers, should they make a run for him?
Oh,
a lot of these teams should maybe give Jimmy G. How about Nick Foles sitting there with 4 playoff wins? Nobody cares about Matt Ryan. None of these guys. But Josh Allen's got his 3. Joe Burrow's got 2. Just some ideas on those. In the NFC, Brady goes down. The Rams win. It seemed from the beginning, and it's tough to repeat, and I knew I shouldn't have done it when I did it, when I picked the 2 teams to play each other again. But but one of them might go down. But the Bucs injuries this year, it was one after another, after another, after another. And Tom Brady's still there, and they still about won. Rams squeaked by. Stafford with his 2nd playoff win. Odell's there. Now they face the 49ers, who won 13-10. Aaron Rodgers loses again at home. We talked about this. Me and Tom both almost picked them and then got scared and backed away.
Green Bay led the whole game and blew it at the end. That's how simple it was.
Special teams, man.
That was a lot of
special teams. And then Rodgers goes 3 and out. Critical drive, he goes 3 and out.
I mean,
Mr. September.
Do y'all not remember a time when a lot of these pundits and everything were pushing Rodgers as he might be the greatest ever? I mean, and then he loses all the time. I mean, all right, 49ers drafted Alex Smith over Aaron Rodgers and have since then been to more Super Bowls than Green Bay and have went 4-0 against the Packers since that happened. But the Packers got 1 Super Bowl win.
Oh, I'd like to see what would have happened if he did end up in San Francisco and maybe didn't sit the bench for 3 years. And played in a warmer climate, to say the least. It would have been interesting to see how that would have affected him. That game was miserable. Those conditions were just
12 degrees.
I'm going to read that again for people listening.
Snowing.
Since the 49ers drafted Alex Smith over Rodgers, the 49ers have been to more Super Bowls and went 4-0 against them in the playoffs. That's a play. They went 4-0 against the Packers in the playoffs. It's just the only time the Packers won a Super Bowl, they didn't have to play the 49ers. Another NFL stat. For the first time since 2010, both number 1 seeds lost in the divisional round. It was the first time ever that both number 1 seeds lost in the divisional round on the same day. That was Matt Ryan and Tom Brady, who lasted that one. Most home playoff losses in the last 20 seasons. Packers with 7 home playoff losses in the last 20 seasons, number 1. Chiefs, Eagles, and Steelers all tied with 5, but the point of this tweet was only one of those teams had Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
Do you know who
lost 7 times in Green Bay?
Do you know who started that?
I do know the answer to that. I was about to say who started that and killed Lambeau Fields.
Who killed the Mystique? It was Michael Vick.
Yes, he did. Y'all remember that?
Yep.
I remember watching it in college.
Killed the Mystique.
I remember.
Oh my gosh. NFC Championships total. Y'all ready? Jared Goff, Jimmy Garoppolo, Rex Grossman, 1. Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, 1. NFC Championships. So, just naming the quarterbacks. Rex Grossman. That was the troll this week for Aaron Rodgers fans from Chicago. Was that Rex Grossman has as many NFC Championships as Aaron Rodgers.
I know we got to go through the rest of the games and do picks soon, and we still got to do bad picks. But how many draft picks is Jerry Jones going to give up to get I lost his name. That just left the Saints. The coach,
Sean Payton.
Yes,
there it is.
It's coming.
It's
coming.
Yeah, you can't trade for a coach, right?
You can't.
He's under contract.
You can trade.
He's under contract for 3 more years, and he's stepped away. So if anybody wants him, it's going to be a John Gruden situation.
All right, we're going to play the edge. Gruden was traded, wasn't he?
He was.
Technically, yeah, Gruden was traded. All right, Tom, these are bad picks this week. Everybody, or Terry and Zach, and obviously they were terrible.
I think perfect.
Terry was perfect. He went 0 for 4. 0 for 4.
I was
These
perfect.
are experts. We should so let JP do this. I think I was the best at 2 and 2. Is that right? Me and Tom went. Did me and Tom go 2 and 2?
I think we were 2.
Some of them bids in Vegas, you either get them all right or you get them all
I think me
wrong.
and Tom went 2 and 2.
Yep.
Zach 1 and 3, and Terry 0 and 4.
Terrible.
I did great.
He was our regular season champion.
I was.
You're kind of like Aaron Rodgers. You're the great in the regular season. You don't show up in the playoffs.
He's good on the mediocre teams. Once we talk about these good ones, Cowboys going to win.
Yeah, Cowboys going to win it all. Cowboys.
We still have.
He's already set up for next year.
All right, Zach, you get.
Can we
hit
win?
the buttons?
Do I leave mics on?
Turn the computer down just a little bit. Yeah, you leave mics on.
Okay.
We good, right? All right, JP, I think we're okay. You don't have to hit anything. I think I got it. This is bad picks from last week.
I'm going with the Rams. I think they're going to end Tom Brady's season. They're going to end it.
Tom, you just lost.
Golly.
Anyway.
Player.
Speaking of this game, as Tom made it so simple there, wrong answer by Tom. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady is too good for a Stafford who finally won a game in the playoffs. So good for him. But then it'll be stopped here. Tom Brady will eat up the Rams defense.
It's every week, though.
I'm going with what I picked originally.
You sticking to your sheets, right?
Taking to my sheet all the way through.
Zach
Sheets
went
I
1-3. Tampa, right?
Yep.
So Zach has Tampa and Green Bay next week. I had Tampa and Green Bay weeks. Tom had Tampa and Green Bay.
Yeah.
Terry had Green Bay and Dallas.
Yeah.
So we all had Green Bay getting into the next round. I've got Tampa going to the Super Bowl. Tom and Zach have Green Bay.
That's me talking to him.
Tennessee in the Super Bowl. I've got a rematch of last year's. Terry
But
had
still,
Dallas and Buffalo.
Can't believe they lost the Rams.
Terry's the only one to lose a team so far for their Super Bowl matchup. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to go Buccaneers on this one as well for the win.
Los Angeles Swims win 30-27 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Andre, I'm really sorry that your team choked. Bad picks.
Titans are
She's
gonna
cruel,
win
I'm
this game
telling
at
you.
home. Even though I think the Bengals are going to make this a close game, Titans win at home.
My picks are already on there because I didn't lose last week. I did this. All my brackets are right.
Zach still got his.
Zach, you committed the sin of pride this week. Last week,
You're so prideful.
I think the Bengals have a puncher's chance, though.
They do.
They got offense.
They do.
So who are you picking? Titans again. Whatever your sheet says that.
I'm taking my sheet.
All right, we're going to go 4 cross on this one.
Bengals win 19-16 over the Tennessee Titans. Oh, y'all missed this game? Bad picks.
You had this game, and you had Green Bay before it. You going to stick with it? Anything changes?
I'm going to stick with it. I say the 49ers have a running chance to beat them. But I'm sticking with the Packers at 12 degrees.
Terry, we'll go around the table.
He's picking Dallas.
No, I'm You're right. I would if they were other. But since it's Green Bay, and I didn't have them playing Dallas.
No,
this
you had them
week,
playing Tampa.
Exactly. So I got Green Bay winning this, and this is just going to be too cold for 49ers to pull off upset here.
Tommy.
I like the 49ers in their running game, but if I pick them, I got to pick against Aaron Rodgers at home after a week rest. So I think if they both had a week rest, I might go with the 49ers, but I'm going to go with the Packers. They've had the week off.
Didn't have the guts, Kevin.
We didn't.
Packers win this, but it's close.
I was going to pick against him next
pick.
week. I thought he'd win the first one.
I think if this is a neutral site, I'd pick 49ers, not even question it. But 12 degrees, Packers were the 1 seed, like I just said. The 1 seeds get them. I really want to pick 49ers. I'm gonna go Packers. Well, let's see what I did on my sheet. Did I have this? Green Bay and
You didn't pick Dallas last week.
yeah, I did have this. So I'm gonna go with what I have on my sheet. Then I had Green Bay. I'll stay with Green Bay. I'll go by my sheet.
That's what I'm going on my sheet.
San Francisco 49ers win 13-10 over the Green Bay Packers. Oh, y'all missed this game too? Bad picks.
Most of the time, 3 out of the 4 home teams win. I'd pick 3 home teams up to now, and this is where Mahomes will be eliminated. Buffalo's defense will stop Mahomes.
Thanks, Terry.
And Josh Allen will prove that he is a better quarterback than Mahomes, and the Chiefs will be I don't out. know. Never got an opportunity to prove it.
Bills pick as of any changes or anything?
I picked them based off the last game that they played. I believe the Bills actually played really, really well.
Tom, Bills, and Chiefs.
The Bills impressed me last week, so I think they're going to go in there and get the W.
Bills are losing today. We're in trouble. It's over. It is over now.
So
Mahomes going through 6.
Zach goes undefeated 1 week, but he forgets he had the lowest percentage during.
I just got to make the playoffs. And then when you perform it, I'll be the Giants that knocked out the Patriots.
Bad picks. Kansas City Chiefs win 42-36 over the Buffalo Bills. My daddy tried to tell you.
And I've got Kansas City. I got Kansas City in the Super Bowl, and all 3 of y'all picked them to get beat. I guess I'm the Lone Ranger on this.
How many people picked the Bills to get to the Super Bowl?
Just you. Talk about between us?
Yeah.
Just you.
Okay.
Player.
Holy cow.
Those are some bad picks.
All right, Zachary. So those were our bad picks last week, guys. Time to pick the AFC. Only got 2 games this week, 2 more football games, 3 on the season total, and conference championships. We'll start first in the AFC. The Cincinnati Bengals, who went 10-7 on the season, are in Arrowhead Stadium, 44 degrees. Tickets as low as $409. Zachary, does Joe Burrow pull off the miracle and make his way into the Super Bowl by knocking off Patrick Mahomes and ending their run? Like Chiefs favored by 7. Zachary, what you think?
I'm going to go with the Bengals.
That's all?
That's all.
That's all you got to say. Go
I
on
didn't
with the
go
Bengals.
speak because I wanted to win.
Terry, Bengals in Kansas City. What you got?
God, I hate doing this. Chiefs.
He hates picking Kansas City.
I do.
Write that down. Kansas City baseball fan.
No.
Hates picking
I'm a Kansas City baseball fan for sure.
Kansas City football team. All right, Tommy.
Well, they did. The Bengals did defeat them a couple weeks ago.
They did.
And they seem to be a team of destiny. And Joe Burrow has had a championship recently. Let's go with the upset. Bengals go into Kansas City and actually play defense and beat the Chiefs.
I like the Bengals. I like Joe Burrow, although he's got Ohio State ties. There's a choke waiting to happen in there. I've always
he doesn't choke. Kevin.
Honestly, I've always liked the Bengals. I've always thought their helmets were the best helmet. Yeah, he doesn't choke because he left Ohio State.
Yeah, he does choke. He knew he couldn't win there.
Well, anyway, I've always thought they had the best helmets in football. Period. With that said, I picked Chiefs to win this championship. I'm going to stay with them or through them. 7-point favorites. Chiefs to win this one. All right, rematch. And the Rams are
was it 0-6 against Shanahan and the 49ers in the last 6
They lost
games.
both this year.
So,
but they led by 17 in the last one.
Yep.
This game will
got
be
beat by 3, I believe.
This game will be in L.A.
It was in L.A. They beat them last time.
Sophie Stadium. Well, I said 6 straight times. San Francisco has handled the Rams.
Look at the line, too.
The line is 3.5 by L.A.
Should be 7 if the Rams could close the game.
Well, that may be why it's not. With that, Tom, I'll let you get started then. Do the 49ers and the Fighting Shanahans take down McVay? Both these teams have been to a Super Bowl recently, so 3 of these 4 teams have been to a recent Super Bowl. What's weird about the NFC teams, the Rams got rid of their quarterback that took them to the Super Bowl, and the 49ers are trying to get rid of theirs during the season. They got them to the Super Bowl. The other 2 teams seem pretty solid there. So, Tommy?
I don't know. I'm going with the teams of destiny. I'm going with the 49ers to go in there and beat them 7 straight times because the Rams just don't know how to finish a football game. They were up 27-3 and almost lost. I mean, I don't know what they do. I guess it's just the Southern California laid back. I don't know what it is. They just quit halfway through the third quarter. So I'm going with the 49ers to pull an upset, going with both the road teams.
Tom goes 49ers. Terry, 49ers at Rams, 6:30 p.m. tomorrow.
Mine's going to be pretty simple. Since Tom kept talking, I'm taking the Rams.
So Terry's whole
Savannah went 0-4 last week.
That's what I'm saying.
After going 0-4 was do the opposite of what Tom
simple.
does.
Yeah.
Who went 2-2? All right, Zach, 49ers and Rams.
Going with 49ers. Based on, I knew they were 0-2 this year. I didn't know it was 0-7 now. So I'm going to go with the 49ers.
Well, 0-6. Might be 0-7. Is that right?
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
I don't trust McVay in the second half.
There's a lot
I don't trust him in the
about
second
these
half.
games. Shanahan did blow a 28-3 lead one time, didn't he? Wasn't he the offensive coordinator? He's part of that mess. I'm still going San Francisco for this win in L.A. We're going to have a rematch. Either way we look at it, if it happens, according to me, San Francisco, we're going to have Joe Montana all over the place for the next 2 weeks because they place the Bengals. Let's talk about those rematches, Joe.
That's right.
And if they place the Chiefs, hey, Joe, who are you pulling for?
It's
You play for both teams.
He's pulling for the 49ers. Anyway, it's going to be
I think the Chiefs paid
1982
more
all
money.
over again. 1982. It's the first football season I can really, really remember because Eddie DeBartolo, the owner of the 49ers, there was the DeBartolo building in Youngstown and it had all the banners, congratulations, 49ers and all that. So, yeah, it might be 1982 all over again. We'll see.
All right, folks, we got to get out of here. But I will say, as far as these teams go, I don't do what? Didn't we have anybody call in, JP, on that? I forgot to give a reminder.
Nope.
Okay, I'll give it out online. The winner. Y'all have guesses, Terry? On the
I
Tar Heel
made
thing?
3.
I forgot to come back. I'm sorry for giving more hints, but we did
I
ask
made
that.
3. My number 3 pick was Bob McAdoo, but I figured not.
No.
My number 2 pick was Tyler Hansberger.
No.
And my number 1 pick, and I gave this to Tom, James Worthy.
Yeah, James Worthy.
No.
So, oh well.
It goes back further than all of them.
Okay.
I couldn't believe that because of everybody you just named. If I was going to guess, I would have went Hansbrough. Anton Jameson would have been my next guess, actually.
Yeah.
And then Worthy. But it goes all the way back, guys, to 1964, 1965. Billy Cunningham, the Kangaroo Kid, NBA Hall of Famer, was the last Tar Heel to get 10 straight double-doubles, and I'd never bet it went back that far with as many big men as they had.
First guy I thought of when I was thinking about that was James Worthy.
I figured
knew
everybody
he
was
did
going to say Hansbrough immediately, and then Worthy, I figured we'd get some guesses. Like I said, mine would have been Jameson. You could maybe even throw a Rashid in there, maybe, but not yet. All right, guys, for those listening online, I'm going to post that online. We'll post a giveaway online for basketball tickets for tomorrow. Just go and comment, and then we'll draw later on today on the comments, and then I'll give them away that way. Since we didn't have a trivia winner, we'll give them away online. And all you got to do to win that is just comment or like and share the post. All right, JP, play us away. We'll be back next week on KDCBroadcast.com. Saturday Morning Shock Joxx, brought to you by Shelby Heating and Air.
We covering
am the incredible man. I only do things incredible can. Cause I am the seed of the chosen breed. You don't see too many like me. Cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you're running with me instead of you. Cause I am still on beat, showing up to the streets. Come on, you know me. Cause that's who I am.
It's the 24th anniversary celebration this Friday and Saturday, January 28th and 29th at Mitchum's Kitchen in Vail. 24th anniversary specials include Lotta Burgers for $5.99, barbecue sandwiches $5.29, barbecue plates will be $8.99, all canned beers will be just $1. Don't miss it, the 24th anniversary celebration, Friday